And we are live, and tonight's topic is R-rated and fucked up anime from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. So, yeah, if any guys out there have watched anime, you've probably come across some really fucking weird shit. And yeah, I think at its height, Queenie, would you agree at its height, the most fucked up anime kind of turned up around the 90s?
Yeah.
Late 80s, 90s.
Late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, definitely.
And like, I'm not talking about hentai, but there is kind of an overlap with the likes of Wicked City and
Legend of the Overfiend.
Legend
We're
of the
talking about,
Overfiend, and like sticks. But R-rated anime just isn't about fucking schoolgirls getting fucking prodded and poked by dick monsters. There's a whole other fucking plitter of stuff. But before I get into it, I'm going to ask, and I'm going to start with Queenie. What was your introduction to anime being for adults? And anime could be this really fucked up kind of horror action. What was your first kind of R-rated anime?
So I was like 18. I didn't know what the fuck anime was. I didn't know anything. I didn't even know I was gay yet. And I ended up with these awesome friends. They were like these pagan weirdos. You know, they did everything. They were all like, you know, poly and pagan and all sorts of cool stuff. And they opened my mind to a lot of things, and one of it was anime. I saw my first fucked up anime, which was, of course, Akira, because it's classic. That's like the one you know, that's the easy one to go to, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you want fucked up, you watch Akira. And so I handled Akira well, so they let me see a hentai. I saw La Blue Girl. And I was like, oh, dicks everywhere.
Ethel, show Queenie what you have.
Well, hold on, let me grab it. It's on the bottom shelf because that's usually where this stuff goes.
Yeah. Yes.
I legit thought this wasn't, I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't think this would be quite porny as it was.
Yeah.
And it was, I had a friend recommend it to me, which you should never listen to your friends because they're not going to steer
they're not
you
really
right.
here to help you. They just want to fuck you up.
We have a Trenchy in the chat.
I'm thinking, okay, demon monster fights. It's going to be like Sailor Moon, but like extra dark. And then they're thinking like, oh boy, boners and boobies. And I'm like, what? No, damn it. I spent $17 on this. But
like, I had to learn that the hentai is different than the other anime. They can overlap, but it's not a thing. Like the overlap is just kind of a fun thing to do sometimes. You know, if you want an extra R rating. But like, so I did like Legend of the Overfiend and La Blue Girl and things like that. But they also showed me movies like Serial Experiments Lane. Have you guys seen that one?
No.
Oh, you want to fucking mindfuck? That movie or that series is a fucking mindfuck. It's not a long series. There's like a couple episodes, but they pack so much into it. And it's beautifully done. The animation style is beautiful. And it's just this tragic, painful, fucked up story. You know, it starts with a girl killing herself. Like, that's how they start the fucking anime. You're like, oh, okay. I know what I'm getting into now. Fuck.
Yeah. So this is where they start it. Okay, it can only go up from here.
Because anime doesn't give a shit, right? Like, they don't have the same conventions.
Yeah.
You know? They're not as terrified of things as like suicide as we are.
Yeah,
which makes it better to talk about, I think, but whatever.
Nothing's really taboo.
Yeah.
Like, I know you could say it's more upscale, but like if you look at the likes of Junjo Ito's mangas and his series developed from the mangas, like there's what was it, the Enigma of Mikari Fault? I'm pronouncing it fucking wrong, or Spiral.
That one.
Yeah.
Uzumaki.
Yeah, Uzumaki.
Oh, I love that one. They did an anime version, or not an anime, like a live action version. It was not great. I didn't like it, but the anime version is great.
Yeah, they condensed it a lot. Queenie, I'm going to bounce to Mark next. Mark, what was your first experience with kind of fucked up anime, or your first sign of anime that you realize that like anime isn't just solely for kids?
One of the more fucked up and obscure animes I ever saw was it was just called X. That was the entire name of the fucking anime. It was called X, and then they did a spin-off series of that, and it was basically a battle for heaven and earth. It if if the chosen one chose the path of darkness, counterpart for the path of light, and it just fucking it just went berserk because there had to be a dragon and a dragon earth, and the main character Tatsumaki was this fucking just as cocky fucking bastard that nobody would like, and he chooses to be the dragon of Earth. Well, when he makes that choice, his counterpart becomes the dragon of Heaven and starts the war for Earth. It's gonna be fucking bloodbath.
And like on a scale of like fucked up things, it was obviously heavy in gore, but was there other stuff like fucking assaults or rapes or fucking torture or anything like that? Or
there are scenes where they wanted to impregnate a clone of his fucking. I mean, my uncle, she's spot on, just looking like a sister, and it was just like, oh, did we really have to go here?
Mark, your dialogue's getting a bit fizzy, dude. The audio's going a bit fizzy.
I'm saying that in X, the anime series, they try to convince the antagonist to fuck his sister to create a abomination to destroy the earth.
So not only are you dealing with fucking carnage, rape, there's also incest in there as well for fucking good measure. All the major food groups are fucking hit.
Yeah.
And like, what age were you when you saw this, dude? Like, would that have been your first fucked up anime you watched?
That would have been like first talk here. Okay. And hero game. And then when I saw this, I was like, "Are you fucking? Is this for real?" I have not seen any, even with Twilight of the Dark Master, which is and Bible Black, which are some of the most fucked up.
Oh, Bible Black.
Jesus, yeah, I've seen that, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I own way too much Bible Black.
Right. That's why I have a pervert laugh. Did you hear my pervert laugh?
But
obvious reasons I had to check it out.
Next, the series is just so fucking bizarre and off the wall and over the top.
It's basically The Craft if it was the porno.
Yeah, I like that.
You are 100%.
Yeah. I would go with that. Probably pretty close to that, if anything.
But Ethel, what about you? What kind of popped your fucked up anime cherry? what was the movie that made you realize anime ain't for kids?
Well, like the first thing that ever clued me into, like, there was other anime besides like Voltron and Transformers and things that have been adapted for American audience back in the 80s and early or late 70s. Was those commercials you'd see on Sci-Fi Channel for anime magazine or anime movie subscription, where like they'd show clips from like Wicked City, or they'd show clips from like the likes of Golgo 13 or Queen Bee or what's the other one that was really messed up?
Violence Jack.
Violence Jack, yes.
Violence Jack is awesome.
That's classic.
You know,
that was the movie that I was like, I remember Bravo, Deacon. I remember seeing that on Bravo, and I was like, oh, cool, cartoons. This is gonna be like fucking. This is gonna be like fucking Evangelion or something. I was like, what the fuck? What? Like,
I blame anime for how I am now.
I don't know. I think that fucking that movie might have fucking kind of capped the list for most rapes and decapitations in one fucking. I was just like, I loved the character. I do know it was actually a spin-off from Devilman. Basically, Violence Jack is the reincarnation of Devilman. I know that, but sorry,
I love Devilman.
I took, as you were saying, Ethel. So it was kind of a show reel that introduced you to that stuff, was it?
Yeah, because it was a commercial for their subscription magazine and DVD ordering service. Because DVDs were still fairly new, so you could still order VHS as well. If you had Sci-Fi Channel back in the late 90s, early 2000s, you'll remember this commercial because it was on all the time. It featured that scene with the from Wicked City with the woman removing her bra. This is just before she revealed that she had like a giant mouth vagina thing with scarring. If you're not expecting that, that film was not. I was not expecting that.
And like, bar the show reel, was there any movie? Did you go out and seek out any particular movie as a result, or was it a couple of years later and you blundered into kind of an extreme anime or more even fucked up title?
I'd have to say Cinemax had a lot to do with it, because Cinemax started showing animes at the same point that Sci-Fi Channel was doing it. Now, they're separate companies, so there's obviously an industry trend going on at the same time. Where anime was having sort of a resurgence in the late 90s / early 2000s.
I remember in our kind of we video stores called Extravision, and when we got an Extravision into town, there was an entire section with just anime. It's basically our version of Blockbuster, and I remember going in and just like, oh fuck, this is savage, like all this stuff and all these covers, and you're like, what's this? Golgo 13 and just looking over all the stuff, and it was just, as you said, it was obviously a big surge of popularity with anime in the 90s, and I think people ordered stuff in not realizing what they were fucking ordering in. Because I remember going when Extravision downsized. A rake of them ended up in the kids section, and I literally went up to the guy in the counter and said, dude, fucking Wicked City should not be beside fucking Matilda.
No.
maybe you want to, like, I remember thinking, like, there's an 18's fucking cert on this, like, I don't know.
Rating on it, right?
It's the same as walking in there and finding wizards in the kids aisle.
Well, there used to be this notion back before anime became so popular in that late 90s, early 2000s period in North America, at least. That's all I can speak on because that's where I grew up. But anyway, there was this old misconception that cartoons are strictly Saturday morning kids fare. You know, you get up, There's the old Hanna-Barbera Flintstones and all that stuff. And then you get the Warner Brothers stuff and the more modern stuff. You have things like The Tick, New Ghostbuster, or Real Ghostbusters, whatever, you know. And that's all kids stuff. So you get this stuff from Japan, it's animated. These same people just assume that, okay, yeah, it's cartoons, it's going to be kids stuff. They don't expect to have, like, full frontal nudity, boobies, graphic sex, violence, people getting their organs ripped out. They don't expect that.
And oh yeah, sure, Billy, you can take this cartoon home, and they come into the sitting room to find their 8-year-old child clutching their knees,
Sitting there, fucking rocking back and forth like, "Mommy, why didn't you let me watch this?"
The dick monster's gonna get me. So, bouncing on from my British brethren, Deacon, what about you? What was your kind of introduction to anime, fucked up or R-rated anime?
Tank Police.
Really?
Yeah.
Is Tank Police that fucked up?
Let's see. You've got naked cat girls. You've got genetic manipulation. You've got people having their guts taken out. You've got people having their bones broken, being tortured. You've got people being blown up by tanks, run over by tanks.
Okay, I know that fulfills the criteria. Robin Ashley says Devil Lady was one of the first things that got me in. I think I like girls. That's Robin Ashley's introduction. Devil Lady.
That's fair.
But and like when you watched this first, what was going through your head?
For me, what was going through my head was, because I was kind of like 11, 12 at the time. So as soon as you see the twins running around, it's kind of like, why are cat people attractive? Why?
And dog people.
Yeah, and it gets further and further in, and then you get the innuendos and the jokes, such as which led to my sense of humor, I think, because a tank comes flying through the window, lands into the cloning facility, slides between a woman's legs, and she goes, "Ooh!" And the man she's dating goes, "How am I supposed to compare to that?"
I like, again, it's interesting. Where do you think the sexy cat ladies were an afterthought, or do you think it was essentially
it's part of their culture, man? They've had sexy cat girls / dog girls, wolf girls, like, for a long time, like a long time since anime started.
In Japanese culture, you've got shapeshifters who go from human to animal to a hybrid in between. So
absolutely, like Kitsune. There's an example.
So they could have any kind of shifter.
I'm going to go down to a late arrival here. Trenchy, have you watched any fucked up or kind of messed up anime in your time?
I will say I don't know much about the subject, but I did see everybody was talking about this in high school, and I didn't actually watch it, but I just watched all the fucked up parts. Was Future Diary. Everybody.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
What's that?
Future Diary. To explain the plot, there is a ultimate being of time, the person who keeps time in check, who makes sure it goes forward, never backwards, and things happen when they're supposed to. But he's dying, so he's trying to find a replacement. So he decides to pick 12 individuals who have made him his, who think that he's an imaginary friend, and slowly tricks them into accepting a diary that tells them a particular part of their future, either someone else's future of events, their own personal future, or potential outcomes. and they have to kill each other, and the last remaining person becomes the new god.
Is it kind of like Gantz, Deacon?
A little bit, yeah, except with this one, instead of it being one device, such as a mobile phone or anything like that, you get people who have severe mental and physical issues, such as there's a blind guy who uses a voice recorder, and the voice recorder tells him his own personal observations as if he could see.
20 to 25.
What was I gonna say? What like it? I'm guessing it's fairly fucking gory or fairly.
It gets fairly gory, and the scene.
There's rape.
Yeah, there's rape. The scene that it's most known for is obsessive girl kidnaps, drugs, chains up her boyfriend, strips him down to his underpants, and keeps him prisoner, force feeding him, drugged up, and acting as his wet nurse for all of his toiletry needs.
Yeah,
and
it was
her. That's her version of love.
That's what I was sold on.
Suddenly, dick monsters don't seem so fucking sinister, man.
I remember it was most famous for the term yandere because everybody was talking about yandere, and the certain character in there was kind of like the queen of that. Like when you think yandere, you fought her.
Yeah, when you think possessive girlfriend who will kill a woman who chats to you, that's her.
Ooh.
Like, I never actually watched the show, but everybody's like, you gotta check this out, so I just watched all the fucked up bits, and if I remember, Deacon, wasn't there a scene involving a fetus?
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
jeez.
Yeah, man.
Trenchy, you're what we call the Hail Mary fucking entry. You just come in at the last fucking minute and undo. Right. Okay.
Trash was thinking the 80s and the 90s were the worst, and he's realised, no, the 2010s. The 2010s.
Okay. I'm going to backpedal starting with Deacon. Deacon, what is your favourite fucked up anime that you would suggest to someone if they wanted to start watching R-rated anime? Keep in mind, this might be something to pop their kind of fucked up cherry for horror and gore and fucked up anime. If you had to pick.
If I had to pick one. Oh, bugger. I would sit there and say, if you really want to get into the horror aspect of it, but not too crazy, just to whet their appetite with the blood, the gore, the story, then I would turn around and say, try Drifters, because it's a nice little bounce. But
it's not too crazy with the old fucking giggity kind of.
Not too crazy with it, no. There's no sex. It's all violent. But it gives you the.
Any particular scene or character that kind of makes you think that it has a good, that would be like a cool kind of selling point, or?
The main character, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he is a Bushido warrior who is from the tail end of the Bushido era, so where Bushido was beginning to be used and discarded if it meant you could win the fight. So
it's along the lines of Ninja School, would you say?
Yeah, he's
or Basilisk. I don't know if you've seen Basilisk.
No, I haven't seen Basilisk. What I would say is he's an honourable fighter. Well, he's a warrior who's not really an honourable fighter who's up against honourable people.
Cool.
So he will use every dirty trick in the book to win.
So he's like Bronn in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, pretty much.
You have no honor. He did. Sadie, aka Wabanashi, says also, I definitely have a load of anime I need to watch, so thank you very much to everyone in the chat.
Marty, I think she was talking about she wanted to share something and she wanted to come up, so I'll gladly step down if you want to bring her up.
No. She hasn't. She has the link. She has, Sadie, if you want to jump in, come into the link. But until you'll appear on the thing. Until she appears, Trenchy, I'm not going to clear you, okay?
Well,
okay, but I don't mind because I don't have much on the subject. You know, I don't know much, so I'll gladly step down for someone more knowledgeable.
I don't kick anyone until someone else wants to come in. So when Sadie's icon comes up at the bottom, I might.
Instead of making that choice trashed, my face is beginning to peel, so I might need to re-glue it. So if I bow out for now, and if no one turns up in say 30 minutes, I'll jump back in.
Okay, we'll do a fucking tag team wrestling match. So you're being tagged out.
Right, I'll see you guys in a bit.
Okay. Ethel, if you had to try and suggest to someone something to watch to get them into a more extreme or kind of horror-esque or fucked up-esque version of anime without scaring the bejesus out of them, what would be their gateway? What would be the gateway you'd get?
Well, you know, I might actually, even though it can be a little bit slow at some points, just because it doesn't go nuts with the whole porn, I might actually recommend Mystery of the Necronomicon. We were talking about this earlier. Hold on, I have it on the shelf. Visual aids are important.
He's chasing the fuck out of me is what he's doing.
All right, now despite the cover, there aren't as many like sex rape type scenes you'd think you'd see. This is actually more of a zombie movie.
Oh, cool.
There's zombies. This is the movie I was talking to you about. It has the first, I've never heard of this before, a Japanese speaker with a main accent.
Oh yeah, you were telling me.
Yeah, all the A's have like an H at the end. All the R's are really hard. It sounds like this person lived in Maine, went to Japan for a few years, and learned Japanese. It's crazy.
I still think that's funny. Just some Japanese character with a main accent out of nowhere, like.
I do want to warn you though. If you do pick this up or find it online, make sure you watch it in Japanese with the subtitles. Do not watch it in English because the English dub, there's a sex scene where a woman is having anal intercourse, and it's really cheesy, and she says things like, "Oh baby, my butt," and it kills the mood of the movie. So watch it in Japanese for if you want to take it seriously, because that will take you right out of the moment.
Jesus. I don't think any woman's ever said that during fucking Queenie, if you were going to introduce people to the medium of fucked up anime, what would be the kind of gateway drug you'd use?
Oh, there's so many.
Keep in mind, you can't scare the ever-living shit out of them. You need to get them, you need to give them a small taste. You don't want to overdose them either, like,
Yeah. I might show them Lane because that is really good. I might show them some of my favorite ones. I love Hellsing. I mean, I might show them that. That's fucked up, but it's also kind of over the top. Like, it's silly fucked up, you know what I mean? Like, there's Nazis in that. Like, I mean, how do you take that seriously, right? Like, fucking Nazis. Vampire Nazis, even. Like,
yeah, but that's even better, though, so you don't feel half as bad when he kills them.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'd show them that. That'd probably be it. Because it's a fun series.
What's the difference between Hellsing and Hellsing Ultimate, or is it just
different animators? So they're different animators, and there's different kind of story plots that are going on. They're similar. There's like a lot of things that go over into Ultimate that are from the original, but like I think what they do with Ultimate is better because they have more fun with it. You know what I mean? Like they take the story and they just go crazy. They just blow it up. They make it sillier. They make it weirder, grosser. It's awesome.
One thing I liked, I don't know if he's a character exclusive to Ultimate, but there's this eye patch kind of wearing Italian guy with a ponytail.
Right. Yeah, him with the hat. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
But yeah, no, that's actually a good choice because it's not too fucking crazy.
Yeah, but it's crazy. It is crazy.
Mark, if you were going to introduce people to fucked up anime, what would you kind of go with?
I'd probably go with Beserk.
That's a good one.
You fucking bastards! That was my pick.
It's over the top and it's fucked up, but it's not so over the top and fucked up that you can't get into it.
And I find the characters are so fucking likable. Now I'm going with the first series here. I'm not going with that fucking shitty cel-shaded fucking sequel series because that broke my fucking heart. But the characters are so likable. That last fucking episode, with what happens to Band of the Hawk. The band is it the Band of the Hawk?
Yeah, the Band of the Hawk.
Berserk.
Berserk.
And then what happens to Chick? I was gonna say fucking is it Guts? Or my
Guts? Yeah, Guts is the main guy.
Yeah.
Guts, that monster has Guts' arm in its jaws, but he is mad to save his fucking chick. Like she's about to get like some fucking pterodactyl-headed creature up her fucking punani, and he literally rips his own arm off to fucking save her. Like that's fucking badass. Like
I think people would I think people would be more accepting of it because it's more like a hardcore fantasy. So I think fantasy fans would think, oh, that's awesome because like one of the first things in the first episode, he chops off a whole horse's head with a giant sword. I think people would find that more badass than scary or anything.
You're a fan of Beserk as well, Trenchy?
I haven't seen as much as everybody else, but I've seen a little bit because everybody was talking about it, and I really enjoyed what I saw.
Is it the old series now, or the newer cel-shaded one?
I don't know, man. I don't know which one I jumped in on.
Okay, because I know some poor chick is nearly fucking accosted by a demonic horse, and that's when fucking Guts literally bisects the fucker with his claymore.
Oh no, not that! It's when he first meets the clan with the white-haired dude, and they're running at him, and he chops off the whole horse's head. Like one of them's riding the horse.
I think if I was going to sell that to someone, I'd say it's Game of Thrones in anime form.
Yes, exactly. That's what it is.
What? Let's see what the chat says. Sadie says, "I'm a big simp for Alucard."
No, I said that.
Oh.
I simp for Alucard forever.
No,
Alucard's my sugar daddy.
Oh, sorry, no, but further down, she was agreeing.
Oh,
with
she
you,
did too. She agreed.
Yeah.
Yay!
I wasn't ignoring you. I was going backwards to the chat. Sorry. I think for Jennifer's like, thanks for all these suggestions. I'll check them out. Jennifer, for your own sake, just take them one at a time. Don't binge all these or your brain will fucking melt.
I would not recommend Future Diary. I would not recommend that to anybody. That's I don't know.
Damn, dude.
So, right. Do you think... Okay, loaded question. Overfiend. Is it hentai or is it its own kind of anime genre?
It's hentai. It's hentai. It's fuck hentai, but it's hentai.
I don't know what it is, so I can't comment. So just skip me.
Totally hentai. There's so many penises. There's so many penetrations.
One cute angel chick, she's trying to save some other girl, and she gets attacked by a giant cockroach monster who fucks her while they're suspended in midair.
That's hentai.
Yep. That's hentai.
It's like if you see more than two penises or more than one penetration, it's a hentai.
Agreed. I think
Yeah.
that's a good standard. I think that's a good standard.
So going on to that is see, here's the thing. Okay, so right, you've got your fucking bargain basement porn, but something like that, and I'm not fucking complaining. I will never kink shame. I will never say that. But like, who is that aimed towards? Who is that fucking movie aimed towards? I'm just wondering. Is it like it's too kind of fucked up to be a regular kind of fucking jackfest for your average lad in the street? Is it someone who's like, I like David Cronenberg and I like anime, fuck it, I'll have a look.
Probably. That would be about who it would be aimed at. Would be a Cronenberg fucking junkie that heard that there was a fucking anime that resembled a Cronenberg film and like, oh, I gotta see that.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely young horror fans, I would say. You know, the just recently post-pubescent or pubescent variety. It's sort of praised tropes.
I can see it. I can kind of see it up there with the likes of Toshido the Body Hammer. I don't know if you've seen that movie. Like a guy starts growing gun parts out of his body. I can kind of notice that.
Only it's Tetsuo.
Tetsuo.
Did you say what I thought you said?
What, Trenchy?
Did you just say what I thought you said?
What did you think I said?
That some dude was sticking gun parts up his ass. Like, what the fuck?
I said he's growing gun. Trenchy, you have a one-track mind, sir.
No, I just misheard. My bad, sir.
Any parental figure of Trenchy listening, do not let him near a firearm, okay? Promise me.
That is not proper gunsmithing. I'm sorry.
My bad. I'm weird. Leave me alone.
I don't think you need.
That's what she said.
I don't think you need an ATF stamp for that, but it's definitely not kosher.
No, it's when someone blows their load like that, someone could actually get fucking killed. So like, you know, but yeah, no, I like again. There's obviously that one's, as you said, Tweenie. I'm with you 100%. Overfiend is definitely hentai. Would you classify Wicked City as the same?
Oh, that one's a little harder. Yeah, probably.
Wait, you think Wicked City's harder to classify?
Yeah, it's harder to classify because of how much shit goes on.
I would say Wicked City is hentai-ish, but it's not as over the top as some of the other stuff that's out there.
It's borderline. I would say Wicked City's borderline. It doesn't violate the two penis rule. It doesn't violate the penetration rule. So technically, by my standards, it wouldn't be hentai, but it's very close. Like it's pushing.
It's on the cusp. I even like the kind of perverted version of Yoda that's in that fucking movie. You know, the dirty Yoda kind of character that's in it.
I love the old man. The dirty old pervert man is my favorite part. He reminds me of Master Roshi from Dragon Ball. I love the perverted old man. I love it.
So okay, moving on, right? Do you think the stuff from the 90s that we watched, if you showed it to these kind of fucking these second generation or third generation kind of millennials, would it fly with them, or would they be like, what are you freaks fucking watching it? If you showed them the likes of Wicked City or Overfiend and stuff, do you think people in this day and age, younger younger people, would they accept it?
I think you have an easier time selling Wicked City than you would Overfiend. Just because Wicked City has more of a story.
Yeah, it's noirish. There's a kind of crime noir kind of fucking.
It's kind of an avant-garde type of fucking anime, whereas Overfiend is just in your face with what it is.
What do you think, Queenie? Do you think these days, younger audience, do you think they'd accept those movies, or would they be like, what the fuck?
I don't know. I would like to be open-minded enough to think they would, but I can't be sure. I would like them to, because you know what? They're fun. All right, guys. Like,
yeah,
it's an animated movie. It's not.
Especially if you're a horror fan. I think
Like,
anime has so much to offer horror fans. Like,
I do think you have to be careful as well, though, because as you were saying, I remember I brought up a question: is there any anime that kind of knocked an emotion out of you? And Ninja Scroll was brought up, and like, yeah, some of that stuff. I don't know. I don't think it'd fly with some people. And
I would not show it to a younger person, that's for sure, because there's rape and stuff, and that's not.
I gotta say the rape stuff that seems to be prevalent in a lot of anime really always bothered me, and I always hated that aspect of certain animes. Would be when there'd be rape stuff. Sometimes I'd feel like, okay, this isn't really necessary for the story. Like in Ninja Scroll, okay, yeah, it's necessary. That makes sense. But there are other movies where it's just like, okay, this is rape for the sake of fetishizing. How would you say that? Fetishization of rape. Thank you.
I will say this though. There's a lot of fan fiction nowadays that fetishizes rape, and that's very popular among young people, which I find uncomfortable, but a lot of people seem to like that for some reason.
That always bothered me.
Sasha has come up in the chat, and he a title that totally escaped me, and it is a fantastic movie, Perfect Blue.
Yes.
Blue?
That's beautiful.
That is a very movie.
Painful.
No.
It's very, very dark.
I'm kind of with you on a certain sense as well, Ethel, that there was a comic term called fridging, where basically you put a woman in jeopardy, or she's raped, or she's put in some kind of danger, jeopardy, rape, murder, whatever, as a motivation for the character. Originally, it was Mark. Who was the second Green Lantern that everyone fucking hated? Kyle Gardner?
Hal Jordan.
No, not Hal Jordan. He was an art. It was the other fucking dickhead. He was. It's neither here nor there. But again, the term fridging came up because his girlfriend was murdered, and the killer left her body in the fridge. And whenever
wasn't it? It's not John.
It's not John Stewart, or is it Kyle Gardner, Kyle Rander? Trenchy, do you know who I'm talking about?
It's not. I know it's not Guy, because I think you might be right about Kyle, but I'm not 100% sure. It wasn't Hale.
Whoever the fuck it was a mute point. The fact is, the creator murdered his wife as a motivational sort, and that was a trope that started coming up in the 90s, where like female characters, if they were like either raped or murdered or something, to motivate the character. And I think I don't think there's a place for that anymore in like comics and stuff. I think that you have to give female characters something more to do to be fucking damsels in distress or fucking. And I think that would go into what you're saying as well, Ethel, that like, you know, fucking a female character shouldn't be in an anime just to get fucking tied up and banged.
Worst Green Lantern, Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, it was. My bad. I did not expect them to do that with Guy.
Yeah, but the actual term fridging, or given the fridge, comes about from the murder of his fiance. Sorry, Ethel, go on.
I was just gonna say, like, if you're gonna have somebody get raped in the story for the sake of the story, like you want to make it personal for them or for the main character or for whoever, you really want to add that pain for the audience, that's fine. But it's the depiction of rape and the lengthy animation of the rape and the excessive nature of showing it that bothers me. Like, it's okay to say, hey, that happened, or show it briefly, but to linger on it for so long.
Or to romanticize it.
Yeah, exactly, Trenchy.
I've had this conversation before with someone.
Exactly.
Like sometimes the girl ends up liking it, and that's like so annoying to me. Like,
because that would never happen.
No, that would never happen. Nobody likes being raped.
You'd be dying inside. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only reason that became a thing in some storytelling is because, unfortunately, it has been known for women to orgasm during rape, but that's involuntary.
That's horrible when that happens.
Doesn't mean that they are enjoying it, and it doesn't mean that they like it. It's involuntary.
The body responding. Yeah, it's the body responding.
It's a physical response, not an emotional one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And unfortunately, that's where the fallacy comes from. The idea that could be a thing.
Another trope I find interesting, and I've done a bit of research into this, is the whole schoolgirl thing. So, Japanese teenagers, young men, adolescent boys, when they're in school, they are basically put under the gun. You have to work hard. You have to get a good position in the company. You have no social life. So the popularity of schoolgirls in anime seems to be the case that these guys, it's a fantasy that they never got to fulfill in their adolescence. So that's why kind of the whole schoolgirl thing comes about. That it's like these guys, they grew up and they never got to like get with the girl in high school. So it's now that's what they're doing. Like that's why you have like fucking love pillows and vending machines and fucking subways with fucking girls' panties and shit. Like it's just it's a strange country to say the fucking least, like, you know. And he talks that do you find it disconcerting that the whole Japanese schoolgirl thing, or do you think it's grand if the character is older, if the character's like 17 or 18 and she's in college or something like that? Like, where do you stand with it, or do you understand it, or do you think, fuck it, no, that's deplorable?
Who are you asking? Who are you asking?
Who are you posing this question to?
There's 5 of us.
Take it.
In Japanese culture, when it comes to leaving school and college, it means they're technically like college student age in America. So 16, 17, 18, 19 you can spend in a school uniform. So even if you are a sexual consenting age, that could be a norm for you.
Mm-hmm. But like do you agree with the fetishization of the quote unquote Japanese schoolgirl in Japan? It's a symptom. I don't know if symptom's the right word, of like the education system, the peer pressure from parents on male adolescents. Is that an excuse?
After Trenchy.
Oh no, you could have this if you want.
Hey, you started saying something, so after Trenchy.
Trenchy, you go ahead, dude.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, if the person's of age, I don't care whatever kink you have. If you want to dress up as a fucking baby, you're old enough. Whatever the fuck. But it's like, it's weird if you're gonna put like these teenage characters in this show and kind of like model them after your sexual preference. That's disturbing, and I don't think I 100% agree with that. Like, if you want, like, if you have an older person dress up as that, whatever, that's still a little weird, but at least it's of age. But if you're like kind of like pining over these animated characters you made, and they've done this in the US as well with their weird shit, that is like kind of creepy. Like, I don't agree with that.
Deacon, what's your take from it?
My take is you have to take certain things into consideration, such as you can't, although it's against our Western morality, and I agree with it, it's not against their morality. Because you've got to remember, in Japan, it's perfectly legal for a 13-year-old to give oral sex to a man who's in his 50s.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what?
The sexual age for consent is 15 in Japan, and the consenting age, well, 16, it went up a bit. And there was a stage where the consent for fellatio and everything that didn't involve sexual intercourse was 13.
That's right. So you could have anal at 13 with any guy you want, as long as you did not have vaginal. How messed up is that?
So blowjobs, handjobs, that's still legal. It's still a main state in Japan.
How the fuck?
Can I add to this? Because this, like, there is like
Trenchy, jump in, dude.
There is like an Asian game show where this son and father were on there, and the father was explaining in great detail how he was molesting the son. While the son was sitting on his lap, this young 8-year-old boy, and physically, like, and he was actually hitting his dad, like he was getting upset and embarrassed. And this guy was going in like how he likes to violate his son, and everybody was laughing. The hosts were all laughing, and I'm like, it was one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen. I mean, nothing against the country and stuff. It's just I can't, like, I don't get where people could, like, I just can't understand that, you know.
Again, it's from a country where someone dies married their people. So
I'm not like attack the country, but, huh?
You know, some guy legally married his pillow, his love pillow, right?
Well, that's whatever. I don't give a fuck about that. If you want to marry a pillow, who cares? You're not hurting anybody.
We could go into more disturbing waters, but we're not going to.
No. Okay.
Give me a second.
Sorry, Ethel?
I say, Tracy said you're not hurting anybody, and I said, except for your dry cleaner, maybe.
You end up tracking your duvet. It's like...
Gotta get them protein stains out of that pillow cover.
Sasha, I don't think you were laughing.
You're using too much starch. Yeah, starch.
They were enjoying it, Sasha. This dude's not arrested. Like, they were enjoying it. Like they were acting like it was a joke, Sasha. It's not. The worst thing I've ever seen. Probably.
The weirdest thing that I know of, though, is outside of Japan.
Deacon, I'm letting you lead the conversation. I'm going to the jacks. I will be right back.
You're leaving me in charge? Oh god, the ship's gonna sink.
Well, given the fucking subject matter, I think it'll be fucking right up your alley, so.
What, dark and disturbing stuff?
Yeah.
I apologize. I just thought that was like relevant with the conversation.
No, dude, it goes with the conversation. Japanese culture is a little bit odd, but it's odd to us. Even I don't fully understand it.
And I want to say something for Japanese culture. Not all of it is like that. I mean, there's a subset of Japanese culture, just like there's a subset of every culture. that's goes a little too far and is just a little bit too taboo, and sometimes that happens to fall within the wheelhouse of anime, and sometimes it happens to fall within the wheelhouse of game shows. There's a whole subset of Japanese game shows that are just sick beyond all belief. Human toilet game comes to mind.
And America too.
Yeah, because I know there's a game show in Japan where the whole premise, which might be the one Trenchy watched, I hope it was, which is the whole premise is you go on with your family and you have to come up with the sickest thing that you can think of that you would do with your family. It's more of a storytelling thing. So it's either shock or humor.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it was that one. If not, then that's a crazy TV show.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's the one where it's all a story and not reality, because that's too chilling to think of.
But if you want something more disturbing than Japan's view on 13 of consent when it comes to certain things, Vatican City, 12 years of age, full sexual intercourse.
The Vatican.
Vatican City.
Why the fuck am I not fucking surprised?
I don't think anyone's surprised about that one.
Come here, do you know what? I'm going to shift gear. Deacon, I'm going to take the reins out of your hands if you don't mind. Not because of the subject matter. I just want to get some other stuff. Also, Jen, I don't mind you leaving. Don't worry about it. Like again, subject matter. Totally understand. What was I going to say? Right, do you know what? On to a more fucking jovial kind of thing. Anime that you enjoy that isn't fucked up, but it's that bit edgy, but it's nowhere near fucked up, and it's just fun. I
definitely think you chose the wrong subject matter, Trash. Dark, disturbing, twisted animes.
No, animes. I'm talking about animes that you find fun that aren't fucked up. They're a bit edgy, but they're not fucked up.
Overlord.
Oh.
I like Overlord. You can watch that anytime. A guy who it's based in the future, so 2250. The world is basically an apocalypse. People live in domed cities and they work from home. It's basically our situation now. So the biggest escape for most people is a game called Idrisil. And a guy, when he's playing his game, the last day of the game being run is running its course, and he finds out he's his character in the game. But his character in the game is an elder undead Lich King.
Okay.
So it's him, his evil minions going around killing humans, enslaving them, doing battle.
Okay, I gotta check it out. Queenie, what about you? What's kind of a fun anime that you can chill like and watch, and it's not too fucking mental?
I tend towards the mental stuff.
I know, but it isn't like it isn't too fucking. It isn't too. There isn't too much like over the top blood and gore, dicks galore kind of job.
What's an anime that I like that isn't over the top? That's kind of chill. I can watch it and just tune out. Do I have any? I need help.
Okay,
I could recommend one.
I'm gonna say mine. And if
Dragon Ball Z Abridged. There you go.
Okay. Ben Grimm says Ninja Scroll. Sasha says
Ninja Scroll. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she likes Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, that's a good one. But that's a fucked up one.
Oh, if you ever get the chance. Yeah, if you ever get a chance for a philosophical one, but is a bit more laid back and doesn't have a lot of disturbing stuff in there, just has hints of it. Steins Gate.
I haven't seen that one.
I recommend it. I really do. But don't watch the movie in between season 1 and 2. Watch the movie after you've watched season 1 and 2.
One that I go back to, and people are going to say it's sacrilege. I actually love it more than the creator's prior series, Samurai Champloo. I adore Samurai Champloo. Have any of you guys seen it?
No.
Yes.
I have.
Yes.
It rings a bell.
Basically, it's set in Edo, Japan, but there's certain modern sensibilities. Like our three characters bump into a bunch of graffiti artists, and there's a group of beatboxing samurai, and there's there's a gay Dutchman who's passing himself off as a Japanese peasant, and it's so fucking. My favorite character in it is Mugen. Mugen is fucking psychotic. He's a cunt, but he's a lovable cunt, and he's just so fucking psychotic. And he gets into a fight. He joins the kind of graffiti gang, and he vandalizes a building, and this guy comes out and just leathers the shit out of him. And he goes, "Oh, I'll fucking kill you." He goes, "You think I'm mad because you graffitied my building? I'm mad because your grammar's terrible." And he's like, "What? I'm a teacher. This is my school building. When I'm done, you're going to be able to spell every fucking word in the vernacular. Now get in here." And Mugen, who's like a badass, he's like, he doesn't know what to do. This guy's grabbing him by the ear, pulling him into the fucking school and making him fucking learn how to do proper fucking grammar. It's just fucking brilliant. But again, if you get a chance, check out Samurai Champloo. A lot of people prefer Cowboy Bebop. The guy who created Cowboy Bebop done this. But I love Samurai Champloo, and I absolutely also adore Trigun, because there's
Trigun's fun.
Nice about Trigun.
Trigun's fun.
Yeah, and Sadie, the soundtrack for Champloo is fantastic. So what about yourself, Sadie? Is there any movie that you kind of just like to unwind? Yes, drop it in the chat there. What about yourself? Wow. Ethel, have I asked you what kind of chilled out kind of anime you like to watch? That's kind of fun and just, it's a bit edgy, but it's not too fucking over the top.
I don't know about edgy, but I really like watching Squid Girl. Like, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with it. Hold on, I have it right over here.
Squid Girl.
Yeah.
You're going to enjoy it. It's a little bit bendy, but it's not bad.
It's like a slice of life, but it's really silly and fun.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It looks very like Sailor Moon. Very kind of poppy, kind of nice kind of characters.
Well, like the general storyline is there's this squid girl that lives in the ocean, and she comes out of the ocean because there's pollution and stuff.
Oh.
And she wants to invade the earth.
That's horrible.
And she ends up breaking a hole in the wall of this ramen house, and she has to work there to pay off the damages she did.
That's here. Give us another. That's adorable.
Yeah, so she damages this ramen house, and she ends up working there to pay it all off. And she learns about living on surface with humans and all about their culture. And she's a big hit, and it's really funny and adorable. And I don't know, I love it.
I must check that out. Deacon, have you any figures, kind of Figma or characters you want to show us? Any favorite characters you have from?
All right. What I will do is just because it will be easier to do it this way. I just need to move this way. Aha! There we go. Haha.
Yeah, you showed me that. They're fucking awesome, dude. Is the chick with the blouse? Is she from Academia?
Well,
No. The chick, that one there that's on one leg. The
Oh,
one
yeah,
with the
yeah.
big jumper.
yeah,
Is
her.
she from High School Academia?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, my
She's an evil villain. I'm getting my cables mixed up. Oh, give me a sec.
You're okay.
Everything fell.
If I had to make another suggestion
Give me
for
a sec,
someone,
dude. I
right?
need to reorganize.
Okay. If I had to make a suggestion for something really dumb and fun, have any of you seen Cromarty High School?
No.
I'm in the kitchen.
Okay, so this guy, it is so fucking dumb, but the characters in it are so likable. This guy basically, he gets in trouble with his former headmaster, and he gets into school for what he thinks is like the most dangerous delinquents in Japan. It just turns out they're stupid as fuck, but it's not only that. So I'll tell you some of the class members he has. He has one guy who goes by the name of Princess. He wants to be referred to as Princess, and he loves putting flowers in his hair, but he's the hardest fucker in the school. Also, there's a robot that no one notices is a fucking robot. They actually have to go rescue this robot from another fucking school, and it gets stabbed, and everyone's like, what's wrong with him? And they surmise it's just his fucking nose hair is too long. They're like, there's something wrong with that guy. Yeah, there's something wrong with him. It's his nose hair. And none of them realize it's a fucking robot. But my favorite character in it is Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury.
What?
Freddie Mercury is a student in the school. But as a result, since he joined the school, he took a vow of silence. So he's always about to break out into song. But everyone has to remind him that he took a vow of silence. And his main mode of transport is a giant black horse.
Does he look like actual Freddie Mercury?
Yes. And your man, is like, he comes in, he goes, you gotta meet the second toughest guy in the school. His name is Freddie. And he's like, he walks in, he's like, where have I seen this guy before? She said, how can he be a student? Is he even a teenager? And there's a gorilla, but the gorilla's dead, but it's controlled by a ghost that floats outside its ear.
I gotta see this.
It's brilliant. Yeah. One of the lads realizes their friends is a boathouse, so they start hosting birthdays at this guy's boathouse. Even when it's not their fucking birthday, it's just like, it's John's birthday, and it's like, what?
Make sure you put the title in the chat so we can all get it right.
Cromarty High School. I'll try. Hang on, give me 1 second, guys.
Right, but
I love the opening song to it. I'm gonna see if I can find the opening song.
You asked to look at my figures. My favourite one is this one.
What is that?
Who's that lady?
It's Rimuru from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime.
Oh,
what anime is this?
That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad.
I recommend watching it if you like your slightly cutesy anime with a bit of uber violence thrown in.
This second hook for you.
I see you. But yeah, this is the one I try to cosplay as every year.
No, that's somebody else.
Nice.
We got our act.
I shall put him away, so you can now look at my ugly mug.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you a clip. I don't know if it's the right one, but I don't know.
I see
give me 1 second. Too late. You're gone. I'll try and do this. Try to find this. There we go. Share screen.
The other person went down. Yes.
Okay.
Just put in the background.
So we're all on deck.
I just put in the scene. I don't know if it's the one I'm after.
See, I get the feeling.
Please. Go on, Deacon.
I was about to say, I get the feeling Trashed would definitely like High School of the Dead.
I watched one episode, and High School of the Dead. I have never seen so many knickers in one fucking. There was more knickers than zombies in that fucking show, Deacon.
Oh, it does get. They do include more dead people, but then they include more booby shots, just to balance it out.
I have never seen so many pantsuit shots in a fucking thing about zombies in my fucking life. Oh, right. Come here. I'm giving an open forum here now, so kind of we're done with the topic of anime and stuff. Anyone want to talk about anything else? I was thinking of discussing. Has everyone seen The Craft, the new Craft movie? Because I'm hearing so many abundantly shit things about it. Queenie, have you seen it?
No, not yet. It's way too fucking expensive to fucking get a download copy.
It's
like 20 fucking bucks for that movie. Fuck that. Not. I know it's not gonna be that good. Like
$20.
Yeah,
you don't even get a physical copy with the case and a slit. You know.
No, it's just the fucking digital copy.
The fucking digital.
Look it up on YouTube. Look it up on YouTube.
I'm not
fucking
paying
20
for
bucks.
that shit. I'm gonna pirate that shit.
Well, that's what. Yeah, because it's not worth it. I can tell you that right now. I've seen enough reviews that it's not worth it.
Yeah, if they are doing that, then they're just trying to make as much money as possible.
Yup.
Unless you're gonna furnish me with a disc and a case and a paper cover and all that, I'm not paying more than $2 or $3 for your movie.
That's right.
If we're chatting about something that's come out recently that is actually surprisingly good, then on Amazon Prime, if you have it, there's Truth Seekers.
I've never heard of that.
And Simon Pegg.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Simon Pegg and his cohort, they are doing their usual comical routine through the entire show, but it's the basic premise is there's this guy who's a conspiracy theorist and really into the supernatural, and he works for an internet installation company. He gets introduced to his new partner, who he has to train up to help do the job, and as soon as he meets this person, real hauntings and ghosts start happening, and they all center around these two people.
Okay, I'm going to give it a look. I'm sorry, Trenchy.
Oh no, you can go. I didn't realize you were going to speak. My bad.
Trenchy, go on. You don't talk that much, so come on. The ladies love hearing your sexy voice, so it's just more.
I was just gonna say Simon Pegg and Nick Frost have a like. They're very good at mixing with whatever genre they're doing, especially horror. Like you see Shaun of the Dead, that's one of the best horror comedies, you know. They have a knack for that.
I know Deacon will have seen it because he's a native to the UK. Trenchy, have you seen Spaced?
No, I have not.
Recommend it.
You need to watch Spaced because that's where Them two met, and that's where Edgar Wright kind of started. That's where he cut his teeth. It's brilliant.
Josh,
Deacon, would that be accessible in the United States on any kind of streaming service?
Probably not, but I've got it on DVD, so I don't mind setting up my Discord server fully, so I can invite everyone here and we can watch it. And we can watch it all together.
It's brilliant. Ethel, have you ever seen Spaced? The Nick Frost, Simon Pegg, Edgar Wright series.
I think a while back, but not all the way through. How did it start again?
Tim is this comic book kind of skateboarding man-child, and he breaks up with his girlfriend. So he moves in with Daisy, but the only flat available is it Marcy?
Marcy's renting out the flat, but
for couples only.
Yeah, so you have to be a couple, and they don't really like each other, but they have to put up the pretense that they're in a relationship in front of her. And the other people that take up the flats are Brian, the artist who is very experimental and likes expressionism, such as dipping his penis into paint and wrapping it against the
or drinking paint and vomiting it onto the fucking canvas. That was brilliant. Do you remember when he went to the fucking the art exhibition and he was prepping himself up and he was talking all shit, and then like he gets nervous when he's there and like it's champagne and your one's like, oh Brian, you came, and he's like, no, I spilled my drink. It's like
you've also got the comic book guy's best friend, who is an ex TA, which means territorial army. So he's never sent on missions. He
tried to invade Disneyland Paris with a tank.
Yeah, dishonorably discharged for trying to invade Disneyland with a tank.
Who else is there? There's Twist, the ditzy one. Who's friends with Daisy.
Yeah.
And it's just really fun. Like they do parodies, and there's a bit where Daisy has to get a job in a kitchen, and it's kind of a piss take of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and your one asks her to take out the bins, but it's too heavy to lift, and she goes mad. She goes mad from working in the kitchen. But the Indian guy comes along and lifts the bin for her and throws it out the window, just like in Cuckoo's Nest. It's a fun show. If you get a chance, check it out.
Yeah, and we've got Sexy Monkey agreeing, saying everyone in the US has to watch it.
Yeah, without Spaced, guys, without Spaced, there'd be no Shaun of the Dead, there'd be no Hot Fuzz, there'd be no fucking
End of the World.
Basically, Spaced launched their careers. If it wasn't for this, we wouldn't really have Simon Pegg doing anything else. We wouldn't have had Shaun of the Dead. We wouldn't have had him starring in being in Ready Player One. None of that.
Also,
don't forget Paul.
Edgar Wright's career. Like, we wouldn't have the Scott Pilgrim movie, or we wouldn't have. He was one of the producers on Attack the Block. We wouldn't have had Attack the Block. Like, it's.
And it's also classed as it's classed as stoner comedy.
Yeah. But no, actually, while you have Deacon here, Deacon, I'm going to make you the focus. Any British TV shows you guys have always wanted to watch, you've heard about, but you've never checked out, and you wanted an opinion on from a real life fish and chips, fucking how you governor, fucking British person.
But hold the jelly eels, please.
The real British person.
Any British TV show or anything, you're like, I gotta check that out. What do you think? Is it any good?
What about Fawlty Towers?
You can ask
what
him
about
as well.
Fawlty Towers? Isn't that like a classic?
Oh, Fawlty Towers.
Brilliant.
Fawlty Towers I would recommend, but only if you like slapstick and sarcastic humor.
Kind of like Monty Python-ish?
Yeah, if you enjoy Monty
I like that.
Python,
Yeah,
then you'll
that's
enjoy
cool with
Faulty
me.
Towers. There's even
My
one
grandpa was British, and so he had that kind of sense of humor, like really snarky when he wanted to be, and really silly. And like I've always kind of loved that because I think of him. So like Black Books. Black Books is my grandpa. Like just so dark, so sarcastic. He just doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't want to be a part of life, you know.
Ethel?
I'm not British, but I've watched a lot of British comedies because over here in America, at least in our local affiliate on PBC, Public Broadcasting Channel, we had a lot of British shows. Like we had Are You Being Served, Faulty Towers, Red Dwarf, Hello, Hello.
Red Dwarf.
I love Red Dwarf. Yes.
Red Dwarf is great. Still going today.
Yeah,
oh my god, yes.
Yeah, they have specials. It's not as good as the earlier seasons, but it's still fun enough.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
I had to mention that because it's classic.
Yeah. With Faulty Towers, I would say if you liked Frasier with that dry sense of humor and some of the wackiness that happened, then you're going to love Faulty Towers because that's where Frasier got its inspiration from.
Deacon, I love the Germans staying over. Germans saying, "Don't mention the war."
And he walks over doing the whole goose step, does the and here's your dinner.
How dare you do this? You started it. No, you started it. No, you started it. You invaded Poland. I'd like a Hermann Göring and a fucking goat.
I got a question.
Nope, sorry. I was interrupting. I didn't mean to.
Oh no, Apple, go ahead.
Go on,
I'll go after you.
Trenchy gets to ask after them.
I was just going to say, because you mentioned the World War II stuff, all that stuff in Hello, with the fake painting of the Father Madonna with the big boobies in the Knockwurst and all that stuff. I mean, that always killed me. Is anybody familiar with this? Am I alone on this?
No.
It's cool. Listen very carefully. I will say this only once.
Oh.
And the gay SS officer, or not SS officer, the gay general who's like fucking mad about Renee.
He fancied him.
Oh, I forget.
And I love the bit where the accents equal the language. So, like, if you speak with a German accent, you're speaking in German. If you speak with a French accent, you're speaking French. You're speaking French. If you speak with a British accent, you're speaking English. I love that bit. I always thought, what a great idea that would be for a show. And then, lo and behold, here's a show that did that.
I'll be right back.
Trenchy, what were you going to ask, dude, or say?
Well, I was gonna ask, like, since we were like doing British things, I was gonna ask. I have not seen either version of The Office, so I was gonna ask everybody what they prefer out of the two shows, because I haven't watched either. I haven't seen any episodes of The Office.
They're very different, Trenchy. Like, British comedy and American comedy are like fucking different.
Very different.
Yeah.
I love British comedy, though.
I think where the American one is more absurdist, the British one is more car crash. It's like, you don't want to watch it, but you can't fucking peel your eyes away. It's just so cringy. Like, if you get a chance, watch a show called Peep Show. Peep Show's fucking brilliant. That's car crash comedy at its finest. But
I think you're selling me, because I really love that cringe comedy, like Andy Kaufman or Bo Burnham, like that very cringe comedy that you don't know, you laugh because you don't want to cringe or cry, so you gotta laugh at it. I love that type of comedy.
There's this bit where this guy's going marrying a woman, and he doesn't get on with his father-in-law, So he sends an email under the guise of someone else to the father-in-law about like it's kind of hinted the father-in-law is gay. So your man says, "Oh, Leslie, I'm going to let everyone know this." So the father-in-law is like, "I don't respect you as a son, but at least let me respect you as man." And he's like, "What do you want me to do?" "We're going burning down this guy's shed." And they don't because your man, they burn down the other fucker's shed. And he has
awesome.
to do it. But if I had to recommend anything, if you like black books, check out Father Ted. That's from the creator of black books is actually Irish.
Father Ted, yes, I need to check that out because I fucking love black books. It's my kind of humor.
It's pretty funny. Basically, the shittiest priests in Ireland, they're put in an island that's off the coast of a toxic waste dump. And it's just the adventures they get into. And like, there's one where they get trapped in the largest lingerie section in Ireland. And the cool thing is, that was in the store where I worked. I wasn't working there at the time when it was filmed, but I actually worked in that department store when for a while. And it's just so funny because we get tourists. We get people from fucking Sweden coming in, taking pictures, and like, "Oh, this is the department store from Father Ted," and it's like, yeah, and they get really disappointed when they realize that the whole thing's changed around. But if you get a chance, check out Father Ted. It's pretty funny.
I've heard good things.
Alfie wants to be the star of the show.
Okay, Alfie. All right, you big cutie.
There's another bit where Ted kind of takes the piss out of Chinese people, and they don't realize he's at the window, and then he tries to apologize. And what they don't realize is Mrs. Doyle accidentally left a perfectly square piece of dirt on the window, so he goes up to the window, and a square piece of dirt is right under his nose. And he's like, "Dougal, will you look at the state of the weather? It's desperate. Will you look at the state?" and the Chinese people are coming up to get his apology. And it's just, but later on, Ted decides just to try and have an international kind of nationality appreciation day. And he's like, "Look, I just want to tell you lads, look, here, more drink. You're all great. I just want to verify. Look, I'm not a fascist. Fascists are people who dress in black and tell people what to do. Priests are more drink."
It's okay, Alfie. You're being a good boy. I know it's late.
But
I like how sometimes Canadian humor overlaps British humor a lot. We're very similar.
I love Neve. My girlfriend loves Trailer Park Boys, but I got into Letterkenny. I think I showed it to Queenie.
I love that one. Oh, makes me homesick. I get homesick.
I think that one makes me think that the Canadian humor and Irish humor are super fucking close.
Yes. We're cousins, man. There's a lot of Irish people in Canada. There is.
Yeah.
A lot of settlers were.
Is it Newfoundland?
Yes. That is pretty much a mini Britain.
Mini Ireland. Someone just
Ireland. Yes.
Cut a slice out.
Yep.
Can't talk Canadian humor without bringing up The Kids in the Hall.
That's right. Yes.
I
love them.
That show is so funny, and it's so still.
I haven't seen that one. What's the premise?
Oh. How do you describe it?
It's basically like Saturday Night Live. It's a bunch of different skits, so it's a variety show where you have a stable of actors and they play different characters, and you have recurring characters.
He's attacking me.
There's a bird lady. There's a fucking bird. Like, the bird lady looks like Big Bird. Yeah.
I used to live here.
So terrible. Like, the jokes are great.
I was born with this tempo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So kind of like the birthday boys.
No. You have to watch this. It's just fucking wild because there's like every skit's different and they will cross dress and everything. Like they don't care. They have no
I'll
limits.
check it out.
Yeah, like
I don't
the
know how
guy.
it got on.
Yeah, like
It
the
went on
guy.
for a long time.
The kid.
Oh, it's so good. It was so funny because they would just
Like,
go crazy. They would just push the boundaries.
Just ask all the questions.
Yeah.
Like, hey, there's this guy.
They're irreverent about it. I love that. Like fucking
that'll
no
be up
holds
on
barred.
YouTube, right? I could check it out.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's skits on YouTube.
I will have to come back in a bit.
You'll see the bird lady.
Okay.
I will have to come back in a bit because Elvis is asking for a walk outside.
Do you know what, Deacon? For the fucking hoolie man, leave the mask on while you're bringing the dog for a walk. See what happens.
Oh, I'd rather not. There's already been a couple of incidences around here. I won't go into them, but
okay. Okay, no.
See you in a bit.
Well, don't get killed. Mark,
Yeah.
is there any British TV shows that you want to check out that you think you'd like to see or watch?
I don't know. I grew up on Big Hill and Monty Python, so I don't know if there's anything
Those are good choices.
that can compete with those two.
Did you say Being Human?
No, Benny Hill.
Oh, Betty Hill.
Benny Hill.
I do like Being Human, though. Being Human's
Everyone
good.
knows that fucking music. Have any of you guys watched Only Fools and Horses?
No.
No.
Okay, so
No.
it's these two brothers and their grandfather. They're con artists in the 80s, and like I don't know how to explain. Like David Jason is fantastic. He's so fucking witty and so quick, and Nicholas Lyndhurst is kind of like his slow-witted brother. But if you haven't seen it, you might have seen the clip with the chandelier. They get the grandfather to remove the chandelier from the ceiling, and the two boys are there with a fucking blanket waiting for the chandelier to drop. And next thing, the chandelier next to them just drops. And the grandfather comes down and goes, I was loosening the other one. And it's like, what the fuck? They have to leave the house. They basically said they were a chandelier repairman. If you get a chance, check it out. The Young Ones. Oh, I didn't know that, Sasha. The Young Ones is good as well. Have any of you seen The Young Ones?
No.
It's these quote unquote students in the 80s, and they find that one of the adventures is they find Buddy Holly survived, and he's landed through the roof of their cheap ass fucking flat, and they're we're gonna make a fortune, and they cut him down, and he ends up fucking falling through the sub-basement floor and killing himself. And they're all looking for jobs, and your man at the welfare thing is like, I think it's Neil. He's like, what about graves? Do you dig graves? And he goes, they're all right. Yeah, they're pretty cool. And it's just it's weird. There's another bit where they decide to rob a bank, and there's a big poster of Cliff Richard saying, "Look out for Cliff," and they drive through it, not realizing there's an actual cliff at the other fucking side. The bus goes down 300 feet. Lands perfectly, and they're like, Jesus, that was close, and then it explodes. It's a funny show. I'm not doing it justice. Blackadder's another cool one as well. I love Rowan Atkinson and Blackadder. Or Mr. Bean. Anyone remember Mr. Bean?
Oh yeah.
Mr. Bean is?
I do.
I love Mr. Bean. I love him.
Mr.
He's so
Bean's great. I like it when he had his New Year's Eve party.
Oh yeah. And he's trying to ration the food, and he's like watering it down with fucking. Is it like Windowline? He's trying to.
With Windowline, and he like takes the twigs off the branch of the tree out the window and chops them up like they're supposed to be pretzels.
Oh, Twiglets! Yeah, there's a type of crisp called Twiglets, and I think he puts Marmite or something on them or some fucking shit.
So you can't tell they're just tree twigs. That's
a great one.
Oh, Yeah.
And I'm trying to think, is there anything else? What about Queenie?
Yeah.
Okay, you said Kids in the Hall. What other Canadian comedies or Canadian shows do you think people should check out?
I think The Whitest Kids You Know is also Canadian, right?
Yeah.
I love them. Fucking I could go on. I love shows like that. Just irreverent kind of shit.
Was Strangers with Candy Canadian or was that American? Because I can't remember.
I don't remember that one.
I feel like that was Canadian, but it might be American.
Sorry, I can't recall.
That's fucking sure. The
Goddamn
magic
brain.
of the internet. The magic of the internet.
Probably American. Just ignore me. Probably American.
Probably American. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's the
I haven't been in Canada for 10 years. You gotta forgive me. I'm a little rusty.
so we get paid.
I'm remembering this shit from my childhood.
It is American.
The 90s. I'm not sure.
80s and 90s, yeah. 80s and 90s is when I grew up.
It's American. First aired on April 7th, 1999, and concluded its third and final season in October 2000. There's a prequel film with the same name released in 2005. Okay.
I was so hoping it was Canadian. It felt Canadian.
I don't think it's a standalone TV show. I think it was an SNL skit. But Queenie, what was the one with Rick Moranis and the other one where they're like these real fucking shit kicker fucking Canadians?
Oh.
And they used to call everyone hosers.
I don't know.
SCTV.
SCTV, yes, thank you. She always remembers the things I forget.
They done a movie of it. I think they were trying to save their favorite type of beer.
Yes. Oh, the
Max von Sydow.
Yeah,
Max von Sydow turned up in it. I remember. I was like, what the fuck?
Right?
That was good.
Those are my faves. Yeah.
Trenchy, what about you, dude? Is there any comedy shows you recommend? Is he there? He's gone. Trenchy.
Baywatch. Speak to me, boy.
Come back from the dead.
Baywatch.
Do we have to send an exorcist?
Oh, it's about the time for him to start tending to one of his mini ladies.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, it's like Phantasm, isn't it?
He's putting on mankini.
It's like, is that a Phantasm reference? It's gonna turn to a lady. You see where I could think that though, like.
Well, he does do a pretty good. He does do a pretty good rendition of Sweet Transvestite. So.
Oh, I want to hear this. I love me a horror musical. Love me a horror musical. Come on.
Ethel, are you frozen?
I'm totally frozen. Just be patient. I'll unfreeze in a moment.
Let it go. Let it go. Don't hold back and hold the door. Let it go. Not that frozen, you fucking dickbag. Okay. I'm trying to think what other kind of comedy shows and stuff. Oh, so yeah, plans. The first week of December. Anyone who wants, I'm going to be doing a watch stream of Star Wars: The Holiday Special. So anyone who wants in on that.
Oh God, that's hilarious. Okay.
Yeah, it's bad.
Goddamn.
B. Arthur sending her fucking heart out, and fucking the one time you get to see a fucking Wookiee wanking.
I know it gets a little weird.
Not to mention,
first ever appearance of Fate. He was originally going to be a specialized stormtrooper. He was going to be a jetpack trooper.
Am I still frozen?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You just can't see me.
We can see you, but you just you look like you're in suspended animation.
First John Cena would say, "You can't see me."
I've been frozen in carbonite like Han Solo. I'm perfectly preserved. I'm okay.
Wookie jabber nookie bitch.
Queen wants you to sing "Sweet Transvestite" for her.
Yes, I do. I want it.
Come on,
Give it to me.
Trenchy.
Give it to me.
What?
You gotta
Come on,
sing Sweet
entertain
Transvestite.
me.
Hang on a minute. Do you know what? I'll put you.
Don't break my heart.
I
front
can
and
do a
center.
little bit. I don't know all the words. I
Oh, you
don't
break
know
my
all
Give it a
heart.
go. Go on.
Okay, give me a minute.
Okay.
Don't worry, Trench. I know the words. If you mess up, I got you covered.
Let's see. I can't start from the beginning, but I can I mean shit, why is this I usually can do this pretty good. Why is the words escaping me?
Did you just use
If I
Performance
played the
anxiety.
music in the background, it'll help Trench.
Dude, I don't know why. I could do Hot Patootie, no problem, but
happy?
Do Hot Patoonie, so.
okay. Whatever happened to you Saturday night when you dressed up sharp and you felt alright? Haven't seen a thing since Cosmos Flight came into my life. I thought I was divine. I used to chew on the canoe and listen to the music on the radio. A saxophone playing at a rock and roll show. Hopped in the back seat, woo! Really had a good time. Opportunity, bless my soul. I really love that rock and roll. Oh. Opportunity, bless my soul. I really love that rock and roll. Dun, 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 dun. And used to do it from the perfume I smell. My hands really full with that toy plastic bell. I taste her baby lips, and that's when I melt. I whispered in her ear, she really was my eye. Ah, shit, I fucked up. I forgot.
That's good enough. Proof. Love it. Bravo. Oh, Trenchy, you're so talented.
Not really, no.
Anyone want any requests? So we got Trenchy here. Any music requests?
The show is taking a turn. It's taking a turn.
He does show tunes as well.
Oh, very nice. So you have a whole set.
Oh, I'm so frozen.
Ethel, what if do the age-old thing of coming out and then coming back into the stream again, maybe?
All right, let me try that. Hold on, I'll be back.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Opportunity, bless my soul. I really love that rock and roll.
Oh, Queenie's going singing. No. Too late, Queenie. You started.
I had a repo night yesterday. So
Oh, hell yeah. Go for it.
It's all on you.
I had a repo night last night, so I had that.
I am so sorry. I ended up getting embroiled in someone else's stream, and I fucking
Oh,
ended
no.
up falling asleep after.
That's okay. That's okay. It happens, you know? It happens.
Oh, wait, you did repo last night?
Yeah. I have a
I didn't
Discord
even
server.
know.
If you want to be part of my Discord server, let me know, because that's where I do it. Because I'm free to just stream what I want.
It's
there.
actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
Trenchy,
I can actually stream
on
the
movies
video.
and just has the chat and the crack, and it's like the nightclub everyone wants to go to, but there's only limited space, you know.
Well, let me know if you want in. Let me know if you want in.
Hello.
We'll give you the secret password and you can come in.
I returned. I'm free from purgatory. Hello, everybody. I am no image.
Welcome back.
Hola, mi amigos and amigas.
Okay, right. Silliest, stupidest fucking horror movie you watch but you love. It's like pants and head fucking shite. Fucking pants and head retarded, fucking stupid, bad.
Can I take this one?
Go on, Trenchy. We'll
Go
let
for
you
it.
lead in this one.
Ghoulies Free, man. Ghoulies Free is the best piece of shit you will ever see.
Literally, they
Agreed.
come out of the toilet, right?
Yeah. They come out of the toilet.
What's the highlight of it?
I give it.
What's the sign of cinematic gold for you?
Chick's in the shower and she gets murdered by the ghoulies all dressed up in a trench coat via toilet plunger. One of the best scenes in cinema.
Jesus.
And it stretches out her face and then she falls back. It's fucking funny.
Oh, okay. I will check that out. Mark, the biggest piece of fucking absolute dog shite fucking horror movie you've ever seen, but you can't help but enjoy it.
Once Bitten.
Is that with Jim Carrey?
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen that
And
one.
Lauren
Is it
Hutton.
really that bad?
It's pretty fucking bad.
Okay, give us a standout scene that, like, you know, your internal fucking this is retarded Academy Award wins it.
Okay, we've all seen Friday the 13th Part 5, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Opening scene. Jim Carrey is trying to pressure his girlfriend into having sex. Fat boy from Part 5 knocks on his ice cream truck asking if he's got any fudgesicles.
Really? The same kid, it's the same actor.
It's the same dude.
Roy Burns' son fucking turns up and what the fuck? Okay. How would there be payoff for that? That's fucking crazy. I gotta check it out. Queenie, what's the biggest retarded pants and head piece of shit horror that you will watch time and time and again?
Probably like anything trauma. I love fucking trauma. And they have shit stuff in their stuff, so it works. Piece of shit? Yes, there's shit.
Hey, Kubrick lover.
You meant figuratively. Well, they also have that too.
I've seen a lot of fucking shite horrors in my time.
Oh, man.
I'll save mine to last. Ethel, what about you? Any fucking absolute deplorable piece of fucking garbage that you can't help but go back to time and time again?
Oh my God, I'd have to divide it into subcategories. Jeez. A safe bet if you want to have a good laugh, like Queenie said, anything that's trauma. You got Redneck Zombies, you got Toxic Avenger. I mean, anything Poltergeist, anything trauma. You're probably going to be a safe bet on that.
Kabuki Man.
What's the one with the? Is it Thanksgiving? Is the one with the zombie turkey? That fucks your one out in the woods. She thinks it's her boyfriend.
It's kind of crazy.
But without getting too deep into it, I probably have to take trauma as a safe bet because otherwise we could be here all night.
Yeah. There's so many bad movies.
I've seen them all. That's horrible. I glutton for punishment. If it's awful, I'll watch it.
Trying to think other fucking bad kind of shitty movies. Oh, Christ, there's so fucking many. You're right, Nathan.
It's pretty bad. Have you all seen Evils of the Night?
No. What's it about?
Oh, you're lucky. You're lucky. Hold on. Let me show you the cover. Oh my God. Fucking Evils of the Night. Oh dear God, where is it?
It's not horror, but it's downright bad, and you can get a laugh out of it, Martin. Paul.
What movie?
Are you Mark?
Paul.
What,
Crawl?
what's it about?
Like,
it's with Simon Pegg and the guy from fucking.
Oh, I actually liked that. I didn't think it was shit. I actually enjoyed it.
I don't know. It's kind of shitty, but it's so shitty that it makes you laugh. Especially with the whole. Earth is only 10,000 years old.
So yeah, that shit's fucking he heals her eye and stuff. I enjoyed that. I thought it was fun.
But I like the reference he goes. Holy
wow.
shit.
If you notice, the Millennium Falcon makes an appearance on this DVD case.
Something tells me it doesn't turn up in the movie, though.
It's not in there at all. Oh my God.
What's the premise?
I'll read you the back. Full of sex, lasers, synth pop, feathered hair, bikinis, and axe wounds. Evils of the Night is a pivotal example of Reagan-era teen fantasy fodder. No, it's not. It's not any of these things. Oh, God, no.
Have any of you guys seen Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter?
No.
Yes,
Oh,
I love that movie. It's shot in Ottawa, guys.
Yeah, it's
Shot in
so
fucking
fucking
Ottawa.
bad.
That's where I'm from.
I was like, okay, this movie is good, but when the fucking luchadors turn up, I'm like, yes! Luchadors make everything fucking better.
that's awesome. Have you guys seen The Creeps from Full Moon?
No, what's that one?
Okay, so pretty much this mad scientist brings to life the universal monsters out of fiction, but he's not able to finish his process, so they're all little people.
Richie, I have seen it. They're all midgets. Sorry,
Yes.
that's politically incorrect. They're all little people.
They're little
small
people.
dwarf. Sorry, Peter Dinklage. They're all small dwarf fucking monsters. Versions of the universal monsters.
And it's awesome because it's like Dracula, like the dude that played Dracula plays it totally straight, and it's fucking hilarious. And there is a scene where a woman pleasures herself with an old vintage copy of Jane Eyre, and it's just one of the funniest, weirdest shit I've ever seen. Great movie.
Christ. Trying to think what other fucking
Copy of Con Air.
put the bunny back in the box. I'm sure she will. Do you know what? Fuck Warwick Davis. Because like you, Sasha, with your encounter with Bishop Desmond Tutu, Warwick Davis, you know, I don't know if you know this, Queedy, but Deacon got into an epic battle with Warwick Davis at a Comic Con convention signing. Were you here when that story? He told that story, Ethel.
I wasn't here for the Warwick Davis story. That sounds interesting.
I won't tell it because it's Deacon's story, but it's fairly funny.
We gotta definitely have him tell it next time.
When he comes back, if he comes back, I get him to tell it. Trying to think other fucking shitty movies. Flash Gordon.
What?
Trenchy, have you never seen Flash Gordon? No.
I've seen Flash Gordon, not Flesh Gordon.
Okay, so Flash Gordon has to go off to a planet in a dick-shaped rocket to fight like this fucking the merciless guy who's making everyone shag, and there's like a creature, Ray Harryhausen creature that's shaped like a dick, and it's wonderful, Trenchy. You got to check it out.
It sounds amazing. Is it like a porno parody, or is this just an actual movie that just happens to have a lot of sex things in it?
I can't tell. I genuinely can't fucking tell.
Is it like a precursor to Orgasmo?
Yeah.
Like in that kind of vein?
I'm trying to... You've never seen it before, Ethel, no?
No, I haven't seen that before.
You've never seen Flash Gordon?
I've never seen that. Flash
I
Gordon.
remember in my old video store in the sci-fi section, it was there. It was in the sci-fi section, nestled right in between fucking Empire Strikes Back and fucking The Running Man, Flash Gordon. And like, I remember when I turned 18, I'm like, I'm gonna have a fucking look at this. And I watched it, I was like, this is fucking trash. This is wonderful trash.
Watch a double feature back to back with that and Running Man, huh?
Trying to think. Any other shitty movies? Actually, flipping the script. movies you think that are super underrated that only you know about? When you talk about them, no one else seems to know about them.
I got one.
Go, Trenchy, go for it.
The Reflecting Skin. Queenie might know this. I'm not, because it is a Canadian movie, but it's a 90s Canadian horror movie about vampires. And but it's not really about vampires. It's interesting. It's like a giallo, but it's got Viggo Mortensen in it, and it's really good. It's like a coming of age vampire horror mystery film.
Yeah, I definitely check that one out. Ethel,
It's on
any
YouTube.
particular kind of underrated horror, sci-fi, or action movie you think people need to check out more?
Well, not horror or really action, but I'd like to throw out Freeway with Reese Witherspoon and Kiefer Sutherland. I don't
Yeah,
think
that's
that
like it's a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood, essentially, right?
exactly. It also had a lesser known sequel, Freeway Confessions of a Crack Baby, which is more like a Hansel and Gretel type of tale.
Jeez.
Both movies are great, and
I take it neither Kiefer Sutherland or Witherspoon starred in the sequel.
no. These are all no name actors and actresses on the sequel, but the sequel actually is pretty damn good for a direct to video sequel. You can't get it; it's out of print right now. And I don't know if it's available on any streaming services. It's not available on Amazon. But
I'm sure someone could borrow it from the internet if they looked.
I have it on high quality VHS, so I'm all set. That's what I'd mention is lesser known, but should be more appreciated because both those films are very good for what they are.
They're fairly gritty. Mark, what about you?
I'm gonna have to go with the Loved Ones. It's an Australian horror movie.
Oh, the father kidnaps the guy for his daughter's prom.
No, the girl is the one who does all the kidnapping.
I thought her dad helps her.
He does all this shit herself. She just brings him home to daddy. And then even though it's just getting kind of noticed, this movie came out like 2018, 2017, somewhere in there. So it's been out a while, and we're just now hearing about it.
Yeah, that's the one with Lola, right? That's the name of the chick. I've never seen it, but everybody is like, "This is like amazing. Like this is like really good."
It is. I'll be the first to admit when somebody says, "Oh, you gotta watch this," my spice sense starts tingling and going. Just how fucked up is this movie that they're saying I have to watch it?
If Queenie, have you any suggestions? Films that are not even cult status. No one you know, even in your horror circles, don't seem to know about them. Is there any that you can think of?
I don't know if I have something that deep, but like I have something that not many people talk about. I've rarely or ever heard anyone talk about this unless they're Canadian, and it's Blood and Donuts.
That's a good
never
movie.
seen it. Never heard about it.
Quirky little kid vampire movie. It's one of those movies that it's kind of hard to describe. You have to kind of just watch it because a lot of stuff happens, and you wouldn't think it would normally work in a movie like this, but it does. And the humor in it is really fun. I like that there's like this, dark, twisted Canadian humor throughout.
Any big names or anyone in it, or it's just
There's
it's
no
just
big
so off the grid?
no big names. It's a small indie film. If you like indie vampire films, you've probably heard of this, but otherwise, most people haven't.
Okay.
So
I'll definitely give it a look.
yeah, it's fun. It's a good one.
The one I'm going to mention is it's a big studio one, but no one ever talks about it, and it's a fucking awesome movie. Dragon Slayer.
Oh yeah,
Other movie.
that is a
with
good
Peter
one.
McNeil.
Yeah.
That came out. It came out the same time as Black Cauldron,
Yes.
and a lot of people say that was the last big kind of risk Disney ever fucking took with any of their properties. Black
Agreed.
Cauldron.
It is.
And
Agreed.
because the princess gets her chest cavity eaten out by fucking baby dragons, the wizard gets torn apart and blows himself up to fucking bring the dragon down, and like you have the heroine, the girl Peter McNeil is trying to save. She has to dress up as a boy for the majority of the movie. It's a fucking class fucking movie, and it doesn't get half enough attention as it should. Like.
Oh, I thought that was a video game. My bad.
No, go on, Trenchy.
No, I thought that was a video game. Like I didn't know there was a movie.
No, and it's no. I think you're thinking of
Dragon Slayer.
I said Dragon Slayer, not Dragon Slayer, Trenchy. Dragon Slayer is the video game.
My bad.
There's no bad. It's grand. It's a fucking simple mistake, especially with my accent. As I said, it sounds like I'm eating fucking thumbtacks. Sorry, Ethel?
Wasn't Dragon's Lair a Frank Baum video game, which is the same guy who did the animation for Black Cauldron?
Don Bluth. Oh,
I got the name wrong. Ah, damn it. I was so close. But you know what I meant.
Yeah, no, that was like a fucking choose your own adventure kind of video game, one of the early video games.
Yeah, you cross the bridge and there's a dragon to keep getting you.
Oh, with the leap of faith bit where it's like, oh, you need to get over this little bit, and instead you need to jump instead of find your way. It's just a blind leap.
Trenchy, can I ask you a giant favor, dude?
What's up?
Can I make room for one person?
Oh, dude, I came back in. I don't mind. I don't mind leaving. Trenchy can stay in.
No, Deacon, you stay. I'll drop out. That is not a problem.
You sure?
I am totally fine with it. Like I said before, I'll be fine with jumping out for anybody else. But yeah, you guys have a nice night. Stay frosty. I'll be in the chat.
Thanks, Trenchy.
Yep, no problem.
Trenchy vanishes. Oh no!
Hey, I don't know. I'm just going add Sadie. Hello.
Hello.
I'm worried that my mic's
you're at
gonna
home.
pick up the audio. But
No, we can hear you. We can hear you. Sadie, 2 questions for you, right? First off, terribly shitty, absolute fucking bog shite, you wouldn't wipe your arse with a film that you really love.
Uh-oh.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Audio's gone. Sadie, your audio's gone.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Now we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. A lot of people think Queen of the Damned is a shit movie, but I love that movie.
Yes. It is, though. I'm sorry. But I love it. I still love it, though. I just admit it's shit, you know?
On its own merit.
When you're 13 watching it, it's amazing. Then you get older and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I love it for sentimental reasons.
And
Exactly.
Okay, last question. Film that you love that no one else seems to have fucking heard of in their life.
I have more songs than films. Idle Hands is like a classic stoner Halloween comedy that I've been trying to force on everybody because a lot of people don't know about it. Yeah. I feel like maybe it's just because I'm older and now like there's a lot of younger people that don't know about it, but I'm like, we can't let it die.
It's a good one.
It's an awesome movie.
Hilarious.
Young Jessica Alba in that as well.
Yeah.
They made me feel bad when I watched it on Twitch because somebody in chat was like, she was 17 in this, and I was like, it was 1999. It was a different time, okay? Like,
again, it's a case of sensibilities change. It's not fucking. It's not like she was doing full frontal or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah,
like, guys, don't make me feel bad. I didn't make the movie.
No, if you want to make people, if you really want to make.
What's the point of contention with Jessica Alba and Idle Hands? I've never heard this.
Oh, just like she ends up in her underwear at the end, and she's 17.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't really call her underwear. I mean, it's a costume. It's part of the angel costume.
No, but that literally gets stripped off her.
Well, yeah, she's on the car lift, but still, it's nothing more than like. It's like a bikini. I don't see why there's any objection.
Oh,
no, I totally
really
agree, and that's why I feel like younger people sometimes just are a little too sensitive, for lack of a better phrase.
Oh, if you really want to annoy the sensitives, then you can do something really, really bad. Let them watch. No. Watch the first bit of It, the new It, and.
Oh my god!
When you're watching it, you got a bunch of people going, "Yeah, she's attractive. Yeah, she's there in her underwear. Yeah. She's 15."
Yeah, that's.
I mean, it's not like Cuties on Netflix or anything.
Oh god, that thing.
Come here. I'm gonna change the topic. Deacon, can you tell everyone the story about how you fought
even though I do kind of see the point of that one, the fact that they can't.
What? No, go first. Go first, Sadie.
Go for it, please. Go for it.
Sadie, are you frozen?
What did you say?
Sadie,
I thought you were frozen. I thought your camera had froze.
Yeah, you were saying something, so we were saying go for it. Go say what you were saying.
I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just trying to listen.
Oh, right. Okay. Deacon, can you tell everyone the story? I know this is probably the third time how you got in a fight with Wicked the Ewok at a silent.
Oh god. Okay, right. In Forbidden, there's a comic book shop in London. It's a bit like Forbidden Planet, but a bit lower key. I was in there because I was going to see an event previously, and I noticed that there were autographs. You could sign up and get an autograph off Warwick Davis. And it's like, yes, I'm queuing up. I don't care if I'm a little bit late. I will get this autograph. I get to the counter, getting ready to take out the money, get the autograph, and that's when he says, sorry, I've run out of time. No more autographs. Even though I'm just standing there, I'm kind of like, can you, I'm just here. I need to go. This would be a once in a lifetime. Can I please get your autograph? He's like,
and you were the only person in the queue, right?
Yeah, I was the last person. And it's like, no, I'm sorry. I've got things to do. I've got to go. And it's like, no, I really need your autograph. And he started getting a bit aggressive. So I started getting a bit aggressive. And it got to the point where I was about to jump over the counter and punch the little shit.
So he lost a fan that day. Yep.
Yep. I like his movies, but I'm never going to go and wait for his autograph ever again.
I'd understand if there was like 50 people behind you, but with it just being you, like, what the fuck?
That was really like, it only takes fucking a minute or two to scribble your fucking name on the thing.
But
as good as that was, man, it doesn't beat the time Sasha nearly kicked the shit out of Bishop Desmond Tutu, though. We can agree on that, right, Deacon?
Yes.
Sasha, you should have kicked that Bishop's fucking hole.
Actually, would say you stick them in the ding ding.
Actually, I'm going to use Deacon's story as a springboard. Has anyone had any bad interactions with celebrities or voice actors or anyone at conventions?
Yes.
Just me. Just the time I met Kane Hodder.
Oh, he tried to strangle you, right?
Yeah, and I almost
we're like a pair.
Oh my god,
we have our ugly Halloween or ugly Christmas Halloween shirts.
Christmas horror
Me,
t-shirts on.
yeah, we're wearing almost pretty much the same one. Only they got Cthulhu and I got Freddy. But we have our ugly Christmas Halloween shirts. I got this one recently.
Have you ever
actually.
had kind of any weird interaction or negative interaction with a celebrity or a voice actor or anyone?
Oh yeah, I'm not going to name names, but there was a guy.
Get really nervous around people, so I don't go talk to them usually.
I just dare myself to do it, like a crazy person.
That's what pissed me off was he didn't even pull
I
me
helped
aside.
my kid go talk to people.
Well, with me, it was a sexist thing because I was hanging out with all of these beautiful horror ladies because they're my friends. I happen to work with them, but I don't consider myself one of them because I'm non-binary trans. Like, don't quite fit. But I like being with them. I like their energy, and I like being supportive with other females because of my past, right? So I watch out for them. I am the hawk. You know, when we're at a fucking con and we're all hanging out and laughing, I'm looking around at everything. I'm making sure no guys are fucking scanning them. You know, like I'm just like, you know. So we went to talk to this famous guy, and he's hitting on all of them, but he's ignoring me. Completely ignoring me. Not even answering any of my questions, pretending like I'm not fucking there. Oh, yeah. To this day, I don't like that guy. Don't like him. I'm not going to say his name because I'm not like that, but celebrities, you got to fucking smarten up, okay? You don't treat people like that. Just because you don't understand me, just because I'm a little weird, just because I'm not showing my tits, you know, like.
Ethel, any bad experiences with any celebs?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
I had an online run-in with Shane Hurricane Helms once, but that's about it.
Has anyone here watched Primeval?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I can't remember the actor's name. He's the geeky conspiracy nerd who is on the team.
Oh yeah, I know.
The English. Well, they're all English. The one who's got the hots for the blonde girl.
Oh, Hannes Bart. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He's the guy with the ascot and the hipster jacket.
Yeah, the hipster. Basically, he was visiting my local town at a Comic-Con, and one of my friends is a big fan of Primeval and was a big fan of his. But she was too scared to go up and say hello. She was saying, oh, he's also charging too much for an autograph and stuff like that. So I decided behind her back to walk up to his booth, put the money down, point to my friend and say, as we pass, just wave her over. So, yeah, I got her to say hello to one of her favorite people, but it was a 10-minute conversation where he didn't even ask her name. Didn't ask her how she was. He was promoting his Knight Rider rip-off TV series.
Did he sign her autograph?
Yeah, he signed her autograph, but he didn't ask for her name, so it's just his signature on a bit of paper, and that's it.
I have one really bad experience. There was a nightclub being opened up in my town, and Deacon, you know who Callum Best is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he spat in my face.
Oh God.
He was pissed drunk, and I was like, "Sorry, dude, I'm trying to get by you," and he spat right in my fucking face.
That would have been an
fucking cunt. He had two big heavy fuckers next to him. I don't know if you guys stateside know who George Best is. He was like a famous footballer, but his son is the most arrogant. I think he was. Was he on Celebrity Big Brother or some fucking shit like that?
I don't watch that.
He was one of the famous cases of on a Celebrity Big Brother because he got voted off almost instantly by everyone in the house.
Oh yeah, well, essentially he had these two big fucking dudes in black jackets, minders. If they hadn't been there, I would have embedded a fucking cider bottle into that cunt's skull. I mean, honestly, I fucking dickbag. I was like, sorry, can you move? What are you gonna do about it? I'm like, what the fuck?
But what I will say for a lighter note is anyone who's watched Z Nation, the cast of that, if you ever meet them, just walk up to them and say hi. They are the friendliest, warmest, down-to-earth people I've ever chatted to. I got hugs, I got a kiss on the cheek, I got a nice photo with Doc where we're both holding up twin pistols. It was awesome.
That reminds me when I met Clive Barker. He was amazing. So it took me like fucking hours. I was on staff for this convention, horror convention, and he was there as a special guest, and he painted that weekend too. We got to watch him paint. Oh, it's so good. Anyway, sorry. And I gush whenever I talk about this because it was so amazing that whole weekend. I'm working my ass off, but I'm having like these moments that are just like, holy shit. And I finally get to meet him. He takes a picture with me and everything. And I give him one of my little zines that I made because I hadn't fully been published yet. I was still just trying to grapple with being a writer. And so I'm like, here, I made this for you. And he thought it was so amazing. He was touched. He's like, you should sign it. And he gives me a silver pen. And so I'm signing something for him. And he's like, don't stop writing. Keep writing. And I walked away like trying not to cry in front of him, like, oh my God, he just validated my existence. Oh my God, like my hero. You guys wonder why I'm obsessed with everything Clive Barker? This is why. I am the Clive Barker bitch, right? Simp for Clive.
So it's the opposite of the other story where someone lost a fan. He like got an extra hardcore fan just because he cared.
For life, just because he cared. That one moment was all I needed. Like
my biggest cool celebrity moment was Brendan Gleeson was in my local bookshop. So I was basically talking to Mad Eye Mooney about castles for about 10 minutes.
Oh yay. I love that.
I was also going to buy fucking Davos Seaworth a pint, but he was busy watching a match and I didn't want to be a dick going, hey, can I get you a drink? That would have been cool enough. Liam Cunningham, he played Davos in Game of Thrones.
So I'll be right back.
So awesome.
Sadie, have you any like
seeing your heroes? You know,
did you get to meet any celebrities at all at any cons or anything like that, or chat to anyone? No, too shy. I think your audio is gone again.
My phone's gonna die, so I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay. Take your time.
See you in a bit. It happens. We've got people coming and going.
It's a madhouse.
People come and go so quickly.
It's like the fucking.
Protection when they do.
It's like fucking. What was it? Fucking...
Welcome to Death's Door, where we should just install a revolving door.
What show started off with like a big recognizable cast, and by the end of it there was no fucking like maybe you're lucky if you had one cast member by the end.
Oh, Sliders.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
The only remaining original cast member was Rembrandt Brown.
Yeah, that poor guy.
Or Derrickson.
Yeah, that was the actor. He never fucking starred in anything else. The poor guy.
That was it. That was his biggest.
What, Ethel?
He was in a couple episodes of Roseanne. He was Dan Connor's friend who played poker with him in a few episodes. It's funny to note that he was originally cast in Sliders because he has a twin brother. Even though his twin brother doesn't look identical, it was still used in an episode where that was supposed to be his double, but you could obviously tell.
So Trenchy brought up a good one as well. Being Human, the UK one.
Oh,
By the end of it, none of the original cast members were there. I actually done a bit of research into that. Basically, Adrian Turner went off to star in Poldark, and all the other cast were like, "Oh, cool! So we'll be getting the same kind of," because he was the highest paid actor on the show, next to Russell Tovey, and I think your one who played the werewolf chick, and it sucked because like it was just essentially the two main female cast members. They wanted a higher pay rise and they were told no, so that's why they fucking left the show. Sucks. Sorry, I went into kind of depressing.
And if you want to go full blown, only one surviving cast member from the original cast so far, The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah, they killed off everybody.
Yeah, well, it makes sense what the kind of show it is.
Wait. Fucking Daryl's alive, and is your one fucking alive? The short-haired chick.
No.
Carol,
Carol's dead.
Yeah, the only person who is in the current, up to the apart from the special teaser episode they did, the only surviving one so far is Daryl. That's it.
I know they're bringing back. Laurie Cohen is coming back. I know that.
But continuously through the entire, from start to finish, it's been Daryl.
Did they kill off Joan?
Yeah, Joan appeared later, so she's not a cast as an original cast member.
No, Michonne.
Michonne, yeah.
Michonne kind of disappeared because the actress was going to. She plays one of the Bedajo, whatever the fuck, in Black Panther. So she's off doing Marvel movies now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they haven't exactly killed her off, I don't think, but she's not on screen as often. But she appears in season 2, but anyone from season 1, the only surviving member is Daryl. That's it.
Kubrick, I don't understand you. How much money do you have to make? It's not bad to make money, but not to be greedy. Oh, no, what I'm saying is, dude, I'm saying is I didn't like the fact that the women weren't getting paid as much as the male actors in that fucking show. Like in this fucking day and age. Sorry, you thought I was giving out about people getting paid in general. No, it was basically I forget the Lorona Critchlow, who was the ghost lady in it. She was still getting a lower amount than Russell Tovey and Adrian. Not Adrian. Is it Adrian Turner? Fuck it. I don't know. No, I don't know what you're talking about, Kubrick Lover. It's essentially that I was talking about how there's a difference between. Oh no, it wasn't the celebrities, though, dude. It was the BBC. It was the BBC refusing to fucking pay equal wages according to gender, which I'm shocked by. Did you know that, Deacon?
They weren't doing it by gender. They were doing it by biggest draw. So the person who had the most experience and was going to be taking the lead got the most money. So that's how, unfortunately, they work. Yeah. The amount of time that you're going to be spending on screen equals the amount of pay that you get, and they were going to restrict their time on screen as they progressed, but they wanted more money.
Okay. No, I thought Lorona Critchlow she'd been there from the start, hadn't she? Annie, yeah, that was the ghost, yeah.
Yeah, but she wasn't the star because Annie only appears slightly in season 1, a bit more in season 2, more in season 3.
And she's one of the few remaining characters in season 4, I think.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the BBC works on how long you're going to be on screen for and how much you're actually worth. They work on Hollywood standards, which is always going to be quirky.
Any Doctor Who fans? Any Doctor Who fans in the chat?
Yes.
Who would you put down? Ethel, starting off. Favorite Doctor and why?
Favorite Doctor? Probably going to be the first Doctor. No, I love the first Doctor. I don't know much more I can say about it. I mean, he was quirky. He was crusty. Would you stop meowing? Every time with you. Go sit down. Yeah, I know. He always did this thing with the suspenders. I don't know. I really like the first Doctor. Also very partial to the second Doctor and to the sixth Doctor. Sylvester McCoy, that Doctor, also very popular with me. Yeah, those just. Would you stop that?
Your cat's complaining because, unfortunately, the series you've mentioned so far don't have cat people.
Yeah, the later seasons will have the cat people. What did you think about Walter Frey portraying Hartnell?
Oh, what, in the special?
Yeah, I thought he done a really fucking good job. And there's also Deacon, what is it called? Adventures in Time and Space? The kind of documentary about the making of Doctor Who?
Yeah.
He was Hartnell in that as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that one was really good. I actually still have to burn that to DVD. I have it saved on my hard drive. But, that was really good. I was impressed as hell with that one.
Yeah, I think the only complaint...
I'm going to leave you to last because you're a native of the UK, okay?
Okay.
So, I'm gonna... Right, Sadie, are you a Doctor Who fan?
Oh, yeah.
Who is your favorite Doctor and why?
I mean, it was Matt Smith for a while, but honestly, Peter Capaldi won my heart over after some time.
What was the changing point first? What was the point that you said, yeah, this is my Doctor?
It took me a while, honestly, because I didn't want to like him for a while. I don't know. He just kept getting cooler and cooler, and I was like, God damn it, okay, I like him.
He was pretty awesome. Mark, have you a favorite Doctor?
Probably the 10th Doctor, David Tennant.
Tennant was fun. He was the sexy Doctor.
Not only was he a sexy bitch, he was kind of the Doctor that was kind of snarky and smarmy and just
you could definitely see he's the one Doctor who would have. Fuck it, he did it. He's the one Doctor who would most definitely shag his companion. No question.
Yeah, Tennant was the Doctor who just had no fucks to give, and he, it was just like, fuck it, this is gonna get me famous. Let's do this shit. And you can tell just by the way he approached it during that show, and I love it.
Yeah, he like that last episode where he's like, "Oh, I don't want to go." That was just heartbreaking.
Yeah, that caused an uproar in England.
He was the Doctor for a while. He was the fucking institution.
I feel like.
Go on, Ethel.
I was gonna say, I just feel like David Tennant pulled sort of like a Shatner, where he poured everything he had into the role, and he just sort of went all in, and he was that character. And even if it came off as a little silly at times, you could still buy into it and believe it, because when it was serious, it felt real.
Yeah. Like, the bit where his quote unquote daughter is killed, and he's pointing the pistol at your man's head, and he's like, "I'm the man who never would. Let that be the fucking basis of society." That was a great episode. Queenie, if you had to pick your favorite Doc, who would you pick?
Tom Baker.
Tom Baker's brilliant.
Yep, I love Tom Baker.
It could be the scarf, it could be the hair, it could be the fact he's in the middle of a life and death situation and offers a fucking jelly baby to a Dalek. There's so much to fucking pick. Like, there's a bit where there's a
See
bit
the
where
one with the scarves?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
There's a bit where he's having the
He's the
shit
one who-
beaten out of him. And he
he's the one
gets
who
up and
walks
he's like,
around.
oh my goodness, how wonderfully violent you are, sir. And it's just like, he's having the shit beaten out of him by this guy and he's complimenting him. But yeah, Baker's a legend. It's very fucking hard to pick, but I'm actually going to go with Matt Smith.
Ooh.
I didn't like Matt Smith at first. I think I was kind of like Sadie. I was like, this guy, he's no David Tennant. But the Vincent and the Doctor episode, that there's this bit where they kill the Graffius, and like it's there on the ground, and Vincent Van Gogh is just like crying over it, and there's a brilliant line where the Doctor's like, sometimes winning isn't fun or good at all. It sucks sometimes, and it's so fucking sad. Deacon, who's your favorite Doc?
Do you want my top two? Or just my top?
So go for it.
Well, my very, very top is Sylvester McCoy, the Seventh Doctor. Just because he's quirky, he's actiony, his sidekick is an explosive expert. It's fun.
Ace.
Yeah.
Was his sidekick Ace?
Yeah.
Ace is pretty good.
Time.
Yeah, so I've got a thing for that. Yeah, I think it's where I get the aesthetic of having unusual clothing and unusual items, because he just left an imprint on me. But from the modern generation, it would have to be, unfortunately, very controversial choice, Peter Capaldi.
Yeah, Capaldi's awesome. I also feel bad for Paul McGann. A lot of people always overlook Paul McGann.
Oh yeah,
was he the first new one?
He was the movie. He was like when ye got your hands on Doctor Who. He was the only good thing about the American version of Doctor Who that he did.
The whole success of Doctor Who in America at one point was hinged on that Paul McGann movie.
Yeah.
It ended up not happening. But what a great fun movie that was. Coincidentally, that's one of the movies I'll watch on New Year's Eve because that's a New Year's Eve movie.
Yeah, the plot.
Oh, do you want to?
Eric, all I'm gonna say is Eric Robards in dressed as a Time Lord with aviator shades. That spitting acid. Eric Robards dressed as a Time Lord in aviator shades, spitting fucking acid. He is the best master.
But to slightly put a damper on Ethel for a second, you know the movie that was released in America and was the Americanized version?
Mm-hmm.
That's actually accepted as canon.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the
It is
Doctor Who
canon.
lore. That is
Did you
canon.
not know that?
That is part of the universe now.
That is
What
actually accepted.
What about the Peter Cushing movie?
No. Strangely
No.
enough, no. Because I think, Deacon, correct me if I'm wrong, but Hammer actually owned the rights to that, not the BBC.
That is correct.
Yeah,
And it has to be a BBC broadcast to be classed as canon.
See, the interesting thing is, one creator, I don't know who the original creator of Doctor Who was, but the BBC owned Doctor Who. However, the Daleks are owned by a guy called Terry Nation. So he owns the rights to the Daleks. So, like, any kind of Doctor Who paraphernalia, like the BBC and their creators would get it, but anything to do with the Daleks, Terry Nation would get it.
You guys have taught me so much today.
Glad we could inform you. Just unfortunate that some of it was very, very dark and depressing.
Oh, that's my thing, though.
It's my thing too.
Sorry, Ethel?
I was going to say, that's a great thing about these streams is they're not only fun, but they're educational.
Yeah.
They are. We try to entertain and educate. And sometimes our education goes to a very, very dark place. Thank you, Deacon. Anyway,
just because the darkness is where I live.
Now you sound like Bane.
You embraced the dark. I was born
here.
Oh,
No.
Tiki, you sound like a fucking Italian Bane.
You like the dark, yes?
The fire rises. Okay, that sounded like Urkel Bane. That sounded like if Urkel was Bane. The fire rises.
This is how you break the bats.
What a lovely voice.
But I'm so glad they didn't go with the kind of like suggestion for the movie for Bane's voice. I'm really glad they didn't.
What were they going
What
to
was
do?
it?
There was talk, if you go into some of the forums where some of the people who are on the cast and in the writing room said there was some talks about trying to take something away from Bane to make him seem a bit more less threatening. They couldn't do it physically, so they thought, let's try and do it vocally. So how about we give him a high, squeaky voice?
They tried to Mike Tyson him? No.
That would have been brilliant.
They tried to make him speak like this.
Where's my pussycat? Where's my pussycat? I'll put him in the ground. Okay, I went Chicago gangster there at the end. I'm gonna put him in the ground. Right here.
We're going to plug you and take you around Boxy and then dump you in the ocean with concrete boots. Meh.
Yeah, see, Ma, top of the world. Sorry.
Because we just want to be bad guys.
I love
I'm the bad
Alan
guy.
Parker's Bugsy Malone.
Yeah.
Fucking legendary.
It's
I
up
love
there
that
in my
movie.
top musicals, and it is just awesome how they had to scale everything down for the
Tomorrow,
kids.
tomorrow never comes.
Oh,
Tomorrow,
this
a working day for bums. I love that. I love that.
This should hopefully not ruin the movie for you. Hopefully.
Deacon, please don't ruin Bugsy Malone. It's one of the few things in my existence that hasn't been tainted.
Okay, I'll leave it alone.
But now I'm so curious.
Okay.
Queenie, people can message me and I will tell them via Twitter. How's that?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Other musicals people like.
Repo the Genetic Opera?
Yep. The Devil's Carnival.
Is that in Spanish?
No.
No, it's in
Well, then I'm
English.
thinking of a different one then.
You're probably thinking of the Devil's Backbone.
Yeah, there's
yeah.
There's a musical where basically the devil, to try and encourage people and souls to stay and redeem themselves to go to heaven and be tainting, he's turned it into a luring carnival. So
Deacon, I got a absolutely fucked up musical you got to check out, man. Right? It's got it all. It's got Nazis, nuns, and goats.
The Producers? Or
No. No. The Sound of Music.
Yeah.
So The Sound of Music, or in The Producers, it's known as Springtime for Hitler.
For Hitler. Whoa. Okay, as she come back.
She's gone.
Oh no, did I make her vanish with the talk of a Nazi? No.
Yeah, she'll be back. She'll be back.
She'll be back.
Crashing through the police station with that station wagon.
With an AK-47 in one hand and a pump-action shotgun in the other.
Do you want some kind of extended universe lore, actually, Ethel? You know the cop. You know the cop that gets killed, the cop that gets squashed behind the screen in Terminator. That's basically Marcus Wright's father. There's a novelization, you know, in Terminator Salvation. What's the Australian actor's name? He played Marcus Wright, and he played blue
I'm no, as you know,
paralyzed marine in fucking.
As you know full well, I am no good at names. If you have a nickname, so much better.
Sam Worthington's character in Terminator Salvation, that's his dad who works. There's a novel that shows that Skynet also sent the Terminator there to kill that cop, so Marcus Wright would be on death row so he could be part of the fucking resurrection project.
Toasty.
Oh, so he's supposed to ram into him.
Yeah. That's okay. It's stupid. Again, I'm a fucker for extended universe stuff. I love my, as you know, I love my Alien, my Predator, and my Terminator.
Well, it's good to connect the dots.
It is, but at the same time, things get too connected. The one time I think it's actually worked is Alien Isolation. I kind of rolled my eyes at first, but I think it is pretty cool story having Ripley's daughter kind of take over from her. Have you played that game?
I have not played that game.
The
last Alien game I played was Alien Resurrection on the PlayStation.
That's a great game. It's bastard fucking hard though.
Oh my god, you gotta be in for the long haul on that one.
You go through so many fucking auto docs.
Oh, Solus in the chat. He's gone. There's a music called Spies Are Our Forever with a song called Nazis Are Not So Bad. It's a comedy song.
Okay. It's on the line of the producers.
Yeah.
Okay. Before I wrap things up, gonna do another round kind of table. Round stream question. Favorite movie license game you've played? Starting with Ethel. Favorite video game based on a movie license that you really enjoyed?
Ooh. Recently?
It doesn't even have to be good. Just one you enjoyed.
I would have to say it would have been the Episode 3 video game for the PlayStation 2 that they had
cool.
A few years ago. I mean, it followed the film real closely, but the gameplay was solid. All the cutscenes were good. Everything was tight on that game. You could.
Wasn't there a versus mode? Wasn't there a lightsaber versus mode in that as well? That was class. Yeah. I remember that one.
There was a versus mode, and there was also a it was almost like you had with Battlefield, where you had the environmental versus modes, where it was almost like a capture of the flag.
Ooh, cool. Deacon, favorite movie license video game that you played?
Well, Ben Grimm kind of beat me to it in the chat. The Warriors on PS2.
That was a wicked one. That was Rockstar as well, wasn't it, dude?
Yeah. I love that game.
It's pretty cool. Sadie, favorite movie tie-in or movie license video game that you played?
Probably that one Lord of the Rings ripoff one. But can I tell you guys about the Samurai Champloo thing that I wanted to tell you earlier?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Okay. You know how they're always looking for the samurai that smells of sunflowers?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys know what sunflowers smell like?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Well, they don't really smell like much of anything. It's the thing. It's like an inside.
Freshness.
Yeah, there's like not really much of a smell to them. So like the thing is they're trying to track a scent that there isn't really a scent of. It's just one of those things I found out like 6 months ago, and I was like, oh, that adds another layer to Samurai Champloo.
Because sunflowers tend to smell like wet or freshly cut grass if you really put your nose into them, and that's it. They smell like wet or freshly cut grass, and you can find that everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. So I thought that was super interesting.
It kind of adds another layer as well when you find out the twist about how she got the two fucking lads to go on the quest with the coin. How she lied. They were going to... I'm not going to say any more. But So the movie Lord of the Rings games, Sadie, the Two Towers one.
Yeah, the most recent one. I mean, they've had many good Lord of the Rings games, but I haven't played many good like movie franchise games, really. Blood Rain was good, but that was a game before it was a movie.
So. And that movie was fucking terrible.
But apparently it was terrible on purpose. I recently found out about that.
Oh yeah, Uwe Ball. Sure, yeah, fucking Uwe Ball. The only fucking man who challenged his critics to a fucking boxing match. But yeah, no, Sadie, did you ever play Amnesia: The Dark Descent?
No, I've actually recently wanted to because the only person I've seen play it is PewDiePie and Markiplier. But people like watching me play scary games because I get scared. So I mean, I might try it.
Try Alien Isolation.
No, I've watched people play that one.
That was fucking terrifying.
Uh-huh.
Mark,
I love a genuinely scary game.
It's fucking awesome, and I got all the DLC for it. And then I bought it again when I got it for the 360. Then I bought it again for the Xbox One and bought all the fucking DLC again. Because I'm that much of a fucking simp for the fucking Alien franchise.
Oh yeah, it's a good one, dude. It's a good one.
And again, I was rolling my eyes when I found out they were going to fucking use Ripley's doll. The thing I really fucking adore, Queenie. So here's some deep dive nerd shit. In Aliens Special Edition, right? Carter Burke gives a picture to Ripley of her daughter in her 60s. And that's actually Sigourney Weaver's mother.
Whoa.
So, yeah. Okay.
That's kind of cool.
But here's the cool thing. When the developers were making the movie, they got a picture of Sigourney Weaver's mother in her 20s to keep in line with the continuity of the game. They designed the look of Amanda on Sigourney Weaver's mother when she was in her 20s.
That's amazing.
That is awesome. That's a good idea.
I love it.
Mark, favorite movie video game?
For me, it was GoldenEye.
Oh, yes.
How did I forget about that?
I love that game.
Or
you always had that one prick who'd get like the fucking golden gun or the grenade launcher, and it was like, fuck you, you wanker.
Yeah. You get all the way to the end of the game, and then you're like, oh, fuck me. I can't beat this prick.
I've been there.
Queenie, favorite movie video game?
The Aladdin one.
Yes.
You guys ever play Aladdin on the Sega?
Yeah.
That was
so good.
I love jumping on the camels.
Yeah.
And then they'd spit out fucking apples and hit the bad guys.
It was actually a really awesome game.
That's the version to play is the one for the Sega. I forget why, but there was a really good reason to get the one for the Sega.
The Nintendo one was buggier.
That's what it was. It was something to do with the platforming on the Sega one was more solid, and the Nintendo one was kind of glitchy.
Yep.
But
yeah, Ben, that fucking ABC arcade game was fucking orgasmic. I mean, you got to play as two different types of fucking Predator warriors. You got to play as Dutch Schaefer with a fucking smart gun for an arm, and then Kurosawa, who actually turns up in Street Fighter in the background. She's eating an apple on Chun-Li's fucking main level. That's about it. Before I round things off, has anyone any projects or anything on the pipeline that you want to pimp? Have you any new reviews or videos coming up, Queenie, that you want to plug, or anything on your Discord?
I am doing a lot on my Discord. I'm hanging out with my friends. But like I don't know. I don't have anything planned as of yet because I'm kind of taking a break. You know, I had all of my Halloween fun, and now I need to slow down for a minute and take a break so I don't break myself, because I have been fighting with my health stuff again. So, because it's
fucking
winter.
Look after yourself with that, boss. Okay?
I know. So I'm doing my best.
What? Yourself on that.
Yeah. Mark,
when I do, I'll let you know.
No, mind yourself and fucking keep us posted. Mark, any videos or reviews or anything coming up in the pipeline, sir?
Right now I'm just working my way through everything that Cara sent me, and I'll be putting reviews up for all of those.
What's the first thing you're going to review, or what's the first one you might put up?
The first one I watched will be, and I will do a review. Will be the Dark Tape.
Cool. And when might you have that up, or have you a timeline, or you're still kind of
probably in the next couple of days?
Okay.
I'll have it up.
Cool. Ethel, have you any? I know you said you're waiting to get moved, but have you any kind of have you any videos or anything you want to kind of just work on or pilfer from anyone and maybe kind of jazz them up or anything like that, or like you done like the awesome job you done with my Deadline one? Have you any other projects or anything you wanted to work on with anyone? Or?
Well, I'd love to do another video like Deathline. I think that's definitely a possibility if I can get it done before I move. In the meantime, I plan on doing, if I can get through the entire series, I want to do a big Stargate stream because I'm watching all of SG-1 and finished watching Universe, and I'm still working my way through Atlantis. So I want to do a big Stargate stream pretty soon, but I don't know if that happened before I move or not. But I think that's fun.
You know, we're up for that.
Oh yeah.
Deacon, what about yourself? Have you anything on the pipeline?
I've got to try and figure out if I'm doing. I've got one project which I'm doing, which is Monster Manual the Ghoulies, and a Monster Manual for Gremlins. But I'm also trying to figure out if, with the Monster Manual one, if I should include the origins of Gremlins in our reality. What inspired them to
the
actually be
creatures that came
designed?
on the B-52 bombers during World War II.
Oh no, there was an actual. Best way to describe it is a town, in a small rural town in America. A family of 11 people went running up to sheriff's office, screaming, "Oh my god! Oh my god!" because their farm had been completely devastated by little green men with large pointy ears, claws that you couldn't get wet, and if you fed, went bubbly.
Sounds like Gremlins.
So I'm trying to figure out if I should just do a Monster Manual on the Gremlins and then do a different video for that, or combine the two into one.
I juxtapose them into one. Sadie, have you any streams or anything coming up on Twitch that you want people to check out?
I mean, I'm on Twitch every Wednesday. I fuck around and play video games and stuff. Sometimes I do music streams. Those are my favorite if you guys want to come for that.
Cool beans.
You all need to hit me up on Twitch because I have loved listening to you today, and it's amazing. I love all these suggestions, and I love the fact that, like, when I hear things that I've heard about, it makes me so happy. And then the last thing I want to do is have you guys, because you are all talking about your favorite, like, introduction fucked up anime. Have any of you seen Gantz?
Yes,
I have.
Okay,
Yeah.
see, that's how I see if a new person is, like, gonna be my friend or not. I show them Gantz, and after the first episode, I basically know if we're on the same level or not. So that's one of my absolute favorites.
Yeah, I think we managed to get through that.
What's your thoughts on the Butter Dog?
Oh my god, I love Butter Dog, and I was so sad when he died because he was my favorite character.
No.
Someone
but to try and tell you before we finish, I already am following you now on Twitch.
Thank you.
That's all right, and I will be awaiting Wednesday because I like it when people get scared.
I'm getting really fucking bad at. I'm gonna put a link on everyone's channel in the description because I got fucking lazy with the last couple of ones and I need to do it. I think it's all right because most of you guys are on my stream and like most of the people who tune in know it, but I'm still, that's no excuse. So I'm gonna put a couple of links in the description. My next video will be Deacon and Trenchy will be happy to know I'm going to be working on why Titanic is an obvious remake of Terminator. I should have that out.
We've been begging you to do that for ages now.
But the thing is,
you need to do it.
The thing is, it's the fucking cunt is like an onion. I keep on pulling back, and there's more and more things that are similar, and I can't decide if it's just usual film tropes or actual fucking tropes that Cameron has used. But it's the same movie.
If you need someone to throw ideas off of, just hit me up on Skype or something, dude. Or even Facebook, call me.
It's the same fucking movie. It's two different people from two different worlds are fucking nearly torn apart by a fucking machine. Kyle Reese saves Sarah Connor in their first encounter. Fucking Jack Dawson saves fucking Kate Winslet in their first encounter. They leg around the fucking place. They fucking have a shag after their first fucking meeting. Kyle Reese is handcuffed. Fucking Jack is handcuffed.
You're gonna have to make the video with comparisons. You're gonna have
the
to
ship
prove it.
breaks in half. The Terminator's broken in half. Kyle Reese sacrifices himself to save fucking Sarah. Fucking Jack. It's the same fucking movie. Sorry.
And for all of those that were waiting for him to do that video, you have just heard it.
All I know is come with me if you want to live, because my heart will go on.
Ethel, can I use that as a title, actually?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
It's the same fucking movie. It's the same. It's not similar, Kubrick lover. It's the same fucking movie. It's like if some cunt cloned me and put a fucking bowler hat on my head. That's not my twin. That's the same fucking person. Right, I'm going to go before I go into a tangent. Guys, you've all been awesome. Stay good. And yeah, have a good one.
Oh no, Android Things just joined the